It's a mighty, mighty odd song to choose to commemorate the death of wonderful, famed film actor Warner Baxter. Died on this day in 1951. Warner Baxter dead, and you play a Third Eye Blind song? What is that? What the hell is wrong with you? Warner Baxter, who played the Cisco Kid in The Arizonan.
When did he die?
Oh, quite a long while ago, 1951, on this
That
day.
means if you die in 51, you're born like...
He's born in... Guess, Gina. Why don't you make a guess? Come on, do some math. 1889.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Warner Baxter. Well, I guess graduated. I don't know.
No.
He graduated to heaven? No?
No, we would have played the Style Council, My Ever-Changing Moods.
Which
'Cause
I got excited about when I saw that
I like
on
that
this
song.
Because
day.
it was an on this day, you know.
Oh.
But
Couldn't
find
find it.
couldn't find it.
It's graduation season. Last weekend, Weber and you and
Oh.
A lot of pictures.
lots of people are graduating. These
A lot of pictures on Twitter of people graduating.
Okay.
are people here in our building graduating. You hate it.
No, I just said, huh. So,
Huh is
You-
dismissive.
Gina,
It's dismissive.
a lot of people are graduating. Huh. You know, okay.
Would have played a Volcano song.
Yeah. Well, those poor homes, those homes that are being destroyed by volcanoes over there. Probably hard to get insurance for that. No, I don't think you can get insurance.
There's no lava insurance.
Good night, everybody. Good night. No, there isn't.
I don't think there is.
Are
no.
you sure? I'm looking.
Oh,
I'm
well, you
Googling
can-
lava insurance.
Gina, you can insure anything ultimately if you're willing to pay enough money.
Yeah, but lava
there are-
insurance.
CNN has done a story
but I bel-
entitled "Is there such a thing as volcano insurance in
But-
Hawaii?"
But I'm telling you that people who choose to build homes near the Kilauea volcano, there's no insurance for them.
Yeah.
They did it because they.
It's like trying to get earthquake insurance here on the Wasatch Front.
You can get it.
You can
it's
get
way
it.
Nobody will do it because
but
it's too expensive.
But it costs a lot of money.
So you could probably get lava insurance, but you know they'd say the insurance adjuster would say, "Now where's your home? Right on the edge of the Kilauea volcano, eh?"
Now it's very specific. If your house is damaged by fire that was started by lava, that's a fire insurance policy. But if it's the actual lava, of course they split it out. And there's earthquakes associated with this too. And they're
Sure.
like, you have to have separate earthquake insurance.
Yeah, no. So nobody's got
No.
any of it. No,
Oh, but they've got your best interests at heart, the insurance companies. Sure, they do.
they really do.
Yeah.
Well, so a lot of people are graduating.
Yeah. Huh.
See, you see, isn't that the kind of a good response to it? Huh?
My sister
Graduating, you say?
My sister Mikkel is graduating from USC this week with her master's degree.
Has she been going down there and going to school?
Oh yeah, she spends half her time there.
What is she getting her master's degree in?
Leadership.
Well,
Why do you have to go to USC for that?
You get to go to USC for that. You don't have to go to USC for that.
Well, I guess you can if you have enough money. You could go. You get to go.
Oh, and then my niece is graduating from Gonzaga this weekend. It's
So Carrie did it too. He went.
all these people.
So apparently,
a lot of
people are
graduating.
graduating. Huh.
It's top of mind for lots of people.
You're-
Last week, this week, the next
You know
couple
what?
of weeks.
You're absolutely right. It is.
I don't know why I'm having to defend this
I
opening
don't
song
know either.
choice.
I don't know either. I have no idea why you would be defending it. It was a perfectly apropos song because you know what it's called? Graduation.
Yes. I'll graduate.
A graduate,
Yeah.
I mean, and there are a lot of people who are graduating.
Yes. Okay.
So, you know,
right.
it was, as a matter of fact, it was almost too apropos.
Sarcastic claps.
Huh. All right, let's see if you're, let's do some check-ins and call.
Yes.
In 3 words, are you graduating or not? Or have you graduated? Ever? In 3 words, check in with
Everybody's
us.
graduated something.
I'll bet there are people who say, nope.
Even kindergarten. You graduated kindergarten.
But
Everybody's
just
graduated.
in 3 words, you could tell us how your weekend was.
Yeah.
Fan-effing-tastic, just so-so. 3 words, how was your weekend, or did you graduate? Check in with the Radio from Hell show. We do have a prize associated with that.
Sugar glider. launch party tickets.
All right, 877-602-9696. Oh, and I would say if Farmer Dawn is listening this morning, call and check in, 877-602-9696. If you can get through, I'd like to hear from Farmer Dawn if he's up this morning and listening to the show. But just call in, tell us, what you're going to do, or just tell us how your weekend was in 3 words. You might win tickets. But if you don't call, remember, nobody calls, we can finally end this feature. 877-602-9696.
All right, so let's get this underway. SaltLakeFilmSociety.org.
I am a member of the Red Carpet Club.
As am I. I don't think there's a red carpet over there anymore, though, is there? In the Broadway?
It's a really cool carpet that has SLFS in the carpet.
The Salt Lake Film Society, it's where you go to see the films that will not make the major movie houses. Really good movies, but they're just not wide release in the big theaters. So and documentary films and kind of really offbeat things usually at the Tower Theater. But Salt Lake Film Society also does seminars for screenwriters. They have a podcast called Talking Film that Dylan Allred hosts. All kinds of things you can do, and the best snack bar in town at the Broadway Theater. So go to their website, get a schedule of all the movies, and become a member, SLFS.org.
X96, it's Corey O'Brien. Happy Monday. Back into...
X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
The lines are full.
Yeah.
877-602-9696.
We're never going to get rid of this feature.
All right, let's start the show officially.
Brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power. Everything they create is powering your greatness. So keep going and know they're there for you. Learn more at poweringgreatness.com.
The moon is now almost half gone. 55.6% of full. It will continue to wane until there's a new moon on May 15th. The moon will set today at 12:28 p.m. Today being Monday. It's the 7th day of May in the year of our Lord 2018, and this is North America's runniest radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show.
Is it Runtiest?
Runniest.
Runny. Okay.
Runniest, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, the oligarchs of the airwaves, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video for the show, which you can see at x96.com/live. And who's helping today? Festus?
Yes.
Is that who I heard? I heard his voice, did not see him. So anyway, now your check-ins.
Brought to you by Sugar Glider, an exciting new comic book series with a cause. Sugar Glider is the creation of 12-year-old Shelby Webb, touches on the challenges facing young people today and featuring the X-Ambassadors. Don't miss the official Sugar Glider launch party. This is happening Saturday, May 12th at Club 50 West. Kerry Jackson will be there. And we have tickets to give away. You can also enter to win a signed copy of Sugar Glider at x96.com. But we have tickets to give away to a random checker inner.
All right, and people have done it. So let's hear what your weekend was like in 3 words.
All right, let's go to Nick.
Nick.
Morning, fellas.
Three words. How was your weekend?
Too dang short.
Too dang short.
Okay.
I understand, Nick. I really do. Thanks for checking in with us. 877-602-9696.
All right, let's go to
TDS,
Chase.
they say TDS, too dang short.
Chase.
Chase, good morning.
Hey, I'm doing the 3 words graduation thing.
Okay.
Graduated. I have.
Graduated.
Is that Yoda
I
graduating?
have.
That's
Chase,
Yoda graduating.
Did you graduate this weekend?
I actually graduated 2 years ago.
From what?
Okay.
Manti High School.
Manti High School.
Oh.
And I understand that's located in Manti.
I know, it sounds like it.
Yeah, and what have you done with your life since you graduated from that fine, the hallowed halls of Manti High?
Well, I went into the worst fires of life, and I had to get a full-time job.
No college for you.
I don't honestly want to waste my life after I've seen so many statistics of people graduating college and not getting the job that they want.
We
Good
have college
choice.
we have college graduates in the producer's booth clapping at your
Good
comment.
choice.
Standing up and giving you a standing ovation.
I went to 7 years of college, and I agree with you, Chase.
Go Templars.
That's right, the Templars.
Oh, is that? Oh,
Because of the lovely Manti Temple there.
it is one of the nicest ones. I
It is.
think.
All right, Chase, thanks for checking in with us.
Hi.
If I'm picking favorite temples.
Yeah. I think it would. My favorite used to be the Ogden Temple before they tore it
They
down
ruined
and remodeled it.
They ruined it.
Because it looked like a ride at Disneyland.
It looked like
The old-
Space Mountain.
It looked like a ride, yeah. 877-602-9696. There are 2 lines open if you want to check in. Give us 3 words on your weekend or if you graduated.
Jeremy.
Howdy, how y'all doing?
Good, Jeremy. What is
3 words.
your 3 words?
Father-daughter comics.
Father-daughter
I
comics.
guess you want the Sugar Glider
Well,
tickets.
No, I'll bet they went to free comic book day.
Oh.
Is that what?
Yeah, we went to Free Comic Book Day. It was my daughter's first time picking out her own comics.
I think we should give you
Yeah.
the Sugar Glider tickets because that's a father-daughter comic creation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually talked to one of the people who worked on it when I was at the Nerd Store on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
You were at the Nerd Store. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you...
That's an
I
actual
don't-
place.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought you were demeaning the
No.
comic book store you
No.
went to. All right.
No, my wife's family is friends with the people who run it, so
All right.
I try to go there every year.
Well, let's put you
Thanks,
on hold
Jeremy.
and we'll give you the tickets.
All right.
Sound good?
Where is the nerd store, Carrie?
The mall out there west.
West Valley.
Valley Fair.
Called
Fair
Valley
Mall?
Fair Ball. That's what
The
I keep
nerds.
forgetting the name of that mall.
And is it just they sell nothing but that candy?
No,
Nerds candy?
No.
they sell nerd stuff.
Nerd stuff. Like,
Yeah,
Just like
comic
it
books,
says. And
well, comic books.
Yeah.
but,
games, and
Yeah.
action figures, things like that.
okay, all right.
Just stuff. Teacher Emily checking in. Beautiful, festive, delicious. The 3 words.
nice.
Night guard checking in. Tim the Tree Guy. Let's see. Kearns High graduate, same year as Simmerjet Gill. What? Okay.
Probably Simgill.
Oh, okay.
There's somebody. Chris is on line 1, Carrie.
All right. Let's go to Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. 3 words, Chris.
Lupus Foundation Walk.
Oh,
Oh,
I know a lot of people that
Oh,
get that.
good.
That
Yeah.
was this week.
Our good friend Carol Bernard is involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Were there,
she is. I actually gave her an award.
Oh, well, she deserved one. I don't know what it was, but she deserved it.
any award she could get, she deserves.
Love Carol.
Were there a lot of people there, Chris?
There were. It was a good turnout this year. We always need more, but yeah, it was a great turnout.
Nice.
Good. Thanks for
Thank
checking in
you.
with us.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. 3 words from Stephanie. Vodka, tequila, wine.
Ooh, at the same time?
Well, it was a long weekend.
Okay, if you
Sure.
spread it out,
Maybe you
I-
do.
Start on Friday.
Yeah, you start with the wine
those
and
don't mix real well together.
work your way up. You can mix white wine and vodka.
Yeah.
Long bicycle ride from Jerome. Let's see. Owl the Geek checking in. Jake in the basement checking in. Drank too much.
There you go. See,
It
3
works.
3 words can be very, very
It works.
descriptive.
Shua here describing my weekend in 3 words. I got drunk.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Meg the manager. Weekend no sleep.
Yep.
Let's see. Teacher Leslie checking in. Being a year-round school, we don't graduate till July.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of people are
lot of
graduating.
people
this
are.
I think we established that earlier.
A
that,
lot.
that a lot of people are graduating right now. It's kind of that time of the year, isn't it,
Yes.
Gina?
Stacy from Orem checking in. 3 words. Too bloody fast.
Mm.
All right.
People are doing this very well.
Saw Infinity War. There's 3.
All right.
Utah's Hogle Zoo. That's 3. Portland, Maine graduation from Corey.
See, even in Portland, Maine, they're graduating.
That's where Farmer Dawn is from.
All right.
That I met over the weekend. I'll tell you about Farmer Dawn coming up. I should also tell you about going to a play. I went to see that play, Fun Home. It is really good. I mean, I'll try and work that in somewhere too.
All right. So we got. Yeah, I guess we have to continue.
Okay, well, let's
we
do
got to
it.
do it.
Let's show a check traffic.
Yes, please. And we got big boy news coming up, along with sports from Amy Donaldson on the way as well. So traffic.
We're looking good so far. We're merely stopping so I can read your sponsor and remind you can text us if you see anything traffic-wise, 33986. The team that knows a smile on your face means they're doing it right. Performance Toyota Bountiful. Ask about huge savings happening right now on the 2018 RAV4.
Thank you very much. Mother's Day is fast approaching.
Sunday.
Sherry's Berries. Gotta get it. It's easy. You just as sit down in front of your computer. It's going to take you 3 minutes. Seriously. So we get from Sherry's Berries. You're going to get it delivered in time for Mother's Day. And right now, our listeners can send Sherry's Berries starting at $19.99 plus shipping and handling, and you can double the berries for just $10 more. Now, these are fresh, juicy strawberries dipped in milk, dark and white chocolatey goodness, topped with rich chocolate chips, chopped nuts. That's my favorite, and the signature Swizzles. You can choose the delivery date guaranteed. Customer satisfaction is always number 1 or your money back. And there's more than just berries there on the website, so go take a look. But here we go. Hurry and order today. Mother's Day is this Sunday. And the only way to get this amazing deal for Mom, freshly dipped strawberries starting at $19.99 plus shipping and handling. You can double the berries for just $10 more. Go to berries.com. That's BERRIES.com. Click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and enter the code X96. That's berries.com and the code X96.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non.
Speaking of dramatic interpretations, no, wait.
Thespians.
What you guys do there is not really that at all, is it?
It's dramatic.
They're putting on a show.
Yeah, we're putting on the show.
They found some old costumes in a trunk.
and they're going to save the school or the church or whatever. Hey,
Last night at the theater doing my show, Spirit of the Holidays.
Plug
at
the theater.
At the Desert Star.
yeah, plug it.
Plays until New Year's. A friend of the program came to the show and brought her family. She had actually just previously been. She went and grabbed herself a best of CD and then decided to come.
So a real
and
friend
watch
of
the
the
show.
program.
Yeah, a due friend of the program. And then came to the show. I said I knew that she was going to be there. She was there with her husband. I said, "Well, stick around afterwards. I'll say hello, see what you thought of the show." And afterwards, we were talking, and her mother tried to adopt me.
Huh?
From what I understand, because we talk about how my family is trying to push me out
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
of
you're
the
a
house.
big
very
kid
much
now.
so.
26 years old,
It's
you have
time
the
to have your
college
own-
degree, you don't clean your room, it's time to get out. A woman, the mother of this friend of the program, offered to adopt me last night. You can put a lock on your door, Richie. I've got the whole basement to yourself.
You're considering this, aren't you?
I started the application process last night.
Yeah, why don't you go sponge off someone else?
Your
It's
family's
not
tired.
sponging.
Well, what do you call it?
Well, what do you give them in return?
A show?
I-
do you
I can.
dance and sing and perform
I
for
sing
them?
in the shower, and that carries throughout the house. And I'm good at lawn mowing. That doesn't do any well in the.
No.
I can shovel snow.
You never have time to do any of these
I can do any of that
things.
stuff, but they offered, and so I'm seriously considering, because it's over in Sugar House,
You are seriously considering.
moving in. Maybe not on a permanent basis, but becoming a resident of this home for
This
like a
will
month.
end badly.
This is a little creepy, Richie.
Someone just.
You mean this isn't like when Fonzie moved in with the Cunninghams?
That's what
Over
he's
the
thinking.
garage?
That's what
Yeah.
he's thinking.
You mean it's not like that at all?
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. C.
Because that never happens. I'm sorry, Richie. It
I
is-
don't
it is a
need
little-
much.
It is a little weird.
You know what we really need is a few episodes of Happy Days done by squirrels. Wouldn't that be?
Oh,
Just to go back to that for a
that
second.
would be awesome.
Sit on it.
I'm convinced though
Yeah.
that I could move out, not have a place, and find places to stay.
Oh, I'm
Of
convinced.
course, yeah.
of it.
You
Well,
could.
you do
yeah.
it. You do it anyway.
Well, no, but I mean, I could move out of mom's, move out of
Sure.
dad's,
Yeah.
and I'm seriously considering
just-
that come the first of the
Just
year,
rotate around.
and just
You'd be
go
living
around.
out of your car is what you'd be doing.
which is no different than what I'm doing at this point. Really, if you've seen my car,
Yeah.
yeah.
I said something to Richie the other day. I said, "Why don't we go in your car?" And he said, "Because there's only room for the driver."
Volcano from Hell on X96.
6:33. We got sports with Amy Donaldson coming up in just a moment. But first, big boy news and Opinnuendo brought to you by.
Shopping for a home, save money with a Power Rate mortgage from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Check out their great rates at ssfcu.org/mortgage. Equal housing lender, membership eligibility required, loan subject to credit approval.
Well, I thought I'd start here because I thought it was fantastic. Donald Glover as Childish Gambino doing a thing on Saturday Night Live called This Is America.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday Night Live, I don't watch it all the time, but I remember that he was going to be on, and I like him quite a bit. So unfortunately, I've read an account of it, but I missed the opening, which I guess was pretty incredible.
The opening was really fun.
Because my wife and I, as we were watching this, say, wait a minute, why are all those stars standing there on stage, how they do at the end? What are they all doing there?
Martin Short and Ben Stiller.
So I read that account of what happened. They all played different parts in the
very funny.
The cold opening of the show. Donald Trump, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But so Donald Glover was the host. He was very charming. Is this it? No, there's language in it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't see the Saturday Night Live one, but I watched the official video, which he also released.
Which is very long, longer than what he did on Saturday Night Live.
So good.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh my God!
It's called "This Is America," and it is his comment as Childish Gambino on guns and culture and racism and police brutality. It was released along with. It was directed by somebody named Hiro Murai,
That's
filmmaker.
His writing partner, and
he's also been Glover's television writer partner. It says here on Atlanta. And as of Sunday morning, the music video had been viewed over 9 million times and counting, and a lot of people hated it.
Really?
Well, it's. You didn't watch it yet, Carrie. You need it.
I did. Yeah. I watched it.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and difficult and spot on.
It's very, very telling. Yes, Dylan Allred.
I watched. It's incredible, and it is hard to watch. It's a commentary about gun violence.
And racism and police brutality.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's this lovely song. It's not a violent sounding song at all.
Although the choreography of the dancers is sometimes very, very pointedly violent. And
well,
I mean, it's great. Anyway, if you haven't checked it out yet, go just Google Donald.
I tweeted it. Why don't you find it that way?
At RFH Gina.
Donald Glover can dance.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And there is an article in Forbes about the video. 5 things to know about Childish Gambino's new video, This Is America. And they talk about the various things that happen in it and what they mean.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
So, yeah, it's really good.
The Kilauea volcano on Hawaii's Big Island erupted on May 4th originally, spewing fountains of lava into a residential area where people were ordered to evacuate. I think it's over 2,000 people now. A day after the most active volcano on the Big Island erupted, 2 major earthquakes rattled it. Fountains of lava were gushing out of the ground in a subdivision, and residents had to flee amid threats of fires and high levels of dangerous sulfur dioxide gas. The island shook at regular intervals, but especially around midday Friday, a 5.6 earthquake hit, and there are lava flows now. There's video of a lava flow going across the street and just hitting a car, and the car explodes into flames. There is no stopping it. Now, normally when that volcano erupts, which it does fairly often, or spews lava fairly often, it goes off the other side into the ocean. But not this time. Not this time. What do you want to add?
Friend
to
of
that?
the program, J.D. Armstrong, is actually on the Big Island, on Hawaii, and is talking about it. And like you said, just thousands of people. You just have to get up and go to another part of the island and
maybe never go back.
And maybe never go back. But the other thing is there are people that are staying in their homes as well, saying,
you go to X96.
No, we'll be fine.
.com/live. You'll see a series of photos of this thing.
But the problem is that those that stay, they end up getting trapped in a lot of instances because a lava flow that wasn't there will come up on one side and then will block them in on the other side, and then you can't,
and nobody can come help you.
Yeah,
You're
you can't
stuck.
get out.
But there are about 1,700 people who live in Leilani Estates now. But there has not been. I don't know if anybody's died as a result
No,
of this.
so far not.
So.
Wow, look at that. That's
like
amazing.
fireworks.
It is amazing. Just astonishing.
And then, along with this, not just the lava damage, but the sulfuric gas that it's releasing into the atmosphere and causing acid rain.
Senator John McCain. It says here he's battling brain cancer.
No,
I know who's going to win that. I
think,
hate that term. He has brain cancer and he's going to die, and he knows it. He's 81.
It's taken him.
And he's making his own funeral plans, although his friends and family say he's very alert and very chatty. And
well, he's recording the audio for his book.
Oh, really?
Okay.
He's reading his.
But he's making plans for his own funeral, and he says, I want Donald Trump to stay away from my funeral. I don't want him there. Friends of the Vietnam War veteran and 2008 presidential candidate who has had a rocky relationship with Trump asked the White House that they send Vice President Pence instead of the president. The service will be planned for Washington's National Cathedral and will have eulogies read by former presidents Barack Obama, George W. Bush. There will be others speaking as well. McCain also has been, as he's been recording audio for his book, says he's so sorry that he ever picked Sarah Palin to be his running mate. He said, there was a moment when she said when she was asked what publications she read about, and she said nothing came to mind as to what kind
Not even one.
Nothing came to mind about what she read about politics or culture, and he said to himself, oh God.
Well, you remember how the Republicans spun that. That was a gotcha question on the part of the liberal media.
Yeah. Tomorrow, 404 new laws will take effect here in Utah.
Well, I don't know what they are. What if I do something wrong?
Well, there are laws that will allow terminally ill people to use medical marijuana. There will be some expanded Medicaid coverage for low-income Utahns, about 72,000 people. It will reduce the days, new law will reduce the days that fireworks are legal.
Yay.
And it will restructure and rename the Utah Transit Authority, and also toll roads. What? Toll roads will become more, it'll be easier to establish them, and I think they're going to probably put one up in Big Cottonwood Canyon, would be my guess.
Just try to slow the traffic flow.
There's a new state dinosaur, the Utah Raptor. And also there's a new law which will, instead of, if you want to not be buried when you die, you can be dissolved by chemicals.
Wow.
That's a new law.
Cool.
So, as an alternative to barrel.
In a barrel, like in Breaking Bad?
Well, it's called cold cremation. Oh. And it's done, and I don't know if they do it in a barrel or not, but...
certainly glad we got on that.
Yeah. Well...
It must all be Republicans.
I think it was something important. Rudy Giuliani... has left open the option that Donald Trump may have paid off more women. There may be more hush money. He recently joined the president's medical teams. He said he was unaware of any other such payments brokered by Trump attorney Michael Cohen. But he said, I have no knowledge of that, but I think that if it was necessary, yes, there probably would have been more payments, which means, yes, there probably were more payments to other women. Here's the way that Republicans are now spinning all of this. Yes, Donald Trump has had affairs with other women. Yes, he has paid hush money. This has nothing to do with how he runs the country. It has nothing to do with it. He's doing a great job as president.
Impeach Bill Clinton
He's
again?
he's doing a great job as president. This has nothing to do with that. And yeah, sure, it's tawdry. Sure, he shouldn't be doing that. But he's running the country. We've got somebody good running the country for a change. By the way,
you mean somebody white? Is that what you mean?
So Rudy Giuliani, I just love this about him. I mean, he, America's mayor. He got that title during 9/11, during 9/11, and because he rallied people. He brought New York together. Well, the World Trade Center came down, and it was very difficult for first responders and people in the city to rally emergency workers. And you know why? I didn't know this. Rudy Giuliani insisted that all of the city's emergency command centers
I remember this,
be located in the World Trade Center towers, even though experts said, all of his advisors said, look, there was a terror attack on the World Trade Center in the 90s. This would be the worst possible place to put all of our emergency responder facilities.
Or spread them
and
out.
he said, I don't care. I want it all in the World Trade Center, and that's where it's going to be, and that's where it was. And then, of course, 2 jets fly into the World Trade Center, and it made it very, very difficult for emergency responders to coordinate what they needed to do at the time. That's Rudy Giuliani. That's the guy who's helping Donald Trump right now. That's America's mayor, ladies and gentlemen. I refuse to understand how people can listen to Rudy Giuliani say, you know, these kinds of hush payments, these hush money payments made to women like this, you know, this is the kind of thing that happens to wealthy and powerful men. You know, you have to pay these people off. And Americans listen to that. Some Americans listen to that, and they still will vote for Donald Trump. They still will support Donald Trump.
Well, and I think you're absolutely right, Amy. The reason that they're willing to put up with all of his BS is because he's pro-life.
And he's not, by the way.
He's not.
He's not.
But he knows that he will. They know that he will go
He
that way.
really wanted Marla to get an abortion, and she insisted on getting married.
Yep. All right.
Weather, traffic.
Weather is hot. We're going to be mid 80s today, and even warmer tomorrow. Sunny. It'll be just lovely. Traffic is just lovely so far too. We've got congestion southbound I-215 at 2800 north, but that's it. No accidents to report so far. Well done, everybody. Let's keep that up. Brought to you by Hoops Vision, inviting you to enjoy a permanent vacation from your glasses and contact lenses. Schedule your free LASIK consultation today, 877-30LASIK or hoopsvision.com.
All right. Is sports sponsored?
Jiffy Lube's team of technicians are highly trained in oil changes, tire rotations, radiator services, and more. Visit jiffylubutah.com for discount services and nearest locations.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Well, look, she just sort of slid in through the back door, and here she is, Amy Donaldson. Didn't even see you come in. You're like a little cat, you know?
Slid is a good word for me today.
Slid in. Yes. Amy is, of course, a sports columnist and writer for the Deseret News. You can read all kinds of stuff that she's written at deseretnews.com. Don't do dessert news. I don't think that takes you to
That's
a different website.
Yeah,
It's
which I wish
Deseret.
I wrote for. If you run dessert news, just give me a call.
So, Amy, what you have a column today?
I do. It's
Is it gonna make me cry?
I don't know. No, probably not. Probably not you. No, just kidding.
The cold-hearted son of a bitch that I am.
Yeah. No. I spoke at a conference for teenage high school athletes on Saturday, and before that, I had known there was a suicide at Harriman High School last week, and I found out there was also one at a Utah County high school, and so I was talking to some of the organizers of the event, and it just kind of stuck with me. I had a different column planned, and at the last minute, I changed my mind and wrote this column just about an experience I had in high school, and how when you're in high school, I think one of the problems we have as adults is thinking, well, but this isn't a big deal, right? This is you broke up with a girlfriend, or you lost your.
We forget what it's like to be a teenager.
We forget what it feels like to feel like to be unable to see.
Yeah. I mean, that's your entire universe right there.
Yeah.
that's all you know. And so
yes, and I was one of those kids who was super, committed to the moment. So I had an experience where I thought the world was, this was it. It was never going to get better. I was going to have a terrible life, and so I just wrote about that and about my dad's pretty lame attempt to console me, but what came through.
He reads your columns,
But what came through in that moment was that, my parents loved me, and that it wasn't completely hopeless. Like I thought, well, none of the suggestions he offered are suggestions I'm actually going to take, but I thought there are things I can do.
But he talked to you.
Yeah.
Almost doesn't matter what he said. He took the time to talk to you.
Exactly. So that was my point, was that, sometimes we think, well, I won't say anything because I don't know what to say. And sometimes you should just, and I have heard kids say, don't tell me it's going to get better, especially people who struggle with chemical depression or anxiety. Don't say it's no big deal, it's going to get better, you'll forget about this in 2 years. None of those things are helpful. They make you feel worse about feeling bad about the situation you're in. But I think you could definitely say, like, I care for you. What could I do for you?
Yeah.
You want to go get an ice cream? You want, like, my dad tried to tell me about his life, and I was like, but you're not a girl, and you don't know how it feels. And but still, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what it's about. And I don't know if it'll make you cry, but it will hopefully make you be nicer to people.
Sports? Why do you keep looking at me? I'm very nice to people.
Nicer.
You
I just
asked
said take
for
it to the next level, Bill.
No, she
I'm
keeps
not-
she keeps looking at me like, it'll help you be nice to people. Bill.
Nicer. I said nicer.
All
Quote
right.
me correctly.
You know who's not nice is James Harden. He is not nice.
Well,
Well, he's
I don't know. He's
that's
not
pretty
supposed to be
nice.
nice.
Okay.
He's nice to Houston. In Houston, they love him. Utah. By the way, those Jazz fans were having a conversation about James Harden's beard. He's had it for a really long time. It has nothing to do with trying to intimidate the
No,
Jazz.
it's a very well groomed beard too. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
no.
not like a big
He
scraggly
thinks
thing.
it looks good. So
I think it looks good
yeah,
on him.
Yeah,
He
I'm
probably
not a
doesn't
beard
have
person.
He
Ask my
probably doesn't
husband.
have a chin.
But the Utah Jazz lose to Houston Rockets 100-87. Chris Paul, who turned 33 Sunday night, led the team with 27 points. Donovan Mitchell leads the Jazz with 25 points. Dante Exum left the game early with a hamstring injury. Played really well before that. Derek Favors played sparingly because he has a sprained ankle.
So are we rooting
It's
for
not
the
good.
Houston Rockets now?
No,
well,
stop.
No, the
No.
series is not officially over yet.
Do you-
team.
Do you want a Western Conference team to win the championship? Because if so, then I think you should have been cheering for Houston from the start.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, Amy.
You have one more game at least to root for the
You
Jazz.
have one more game to watch your team lose. That's
Amy.
They're not going to win.
Hell. Fair weather fans, as long as the Jazz are winning.
They
Go
won.
team.
They won in Houston.
Yeah, I'm
It's
Sorry.
possible.
That was maybe.
I'm still.
That
with
was your
you.
moment.
I'm still with you.
It's really.
Well, I'm not a fan of any, but I also like, even if I was a fan, I would not be expecting a win. Expect a good game. You have half your team. You don't have Ricky Rubio. You're not getting Ricky Rubio back at this point. Chris Paul's older brother CJ ejected during the game briefly, and then brought back in. He talked to ESPN about it and said that it was a referee that refereed a game, some of his college games in I think it was North Carolina. I can't remember for sure, but he said this guy said, "Hey, I didn't hear him say anything, but I know it was him. Something was said that offended the ref," and so they asked him to leave, and then he talked to them, and then they let him go back to his seat, which I thought was super bizarre. Everyone was trying to figure out what it was, and then at the end, the same referee teed up Chris Paul.
You suck at basketball.
In the Eastern Conference, not very exciting. Cleveland is up on Toronto 3-0. Boston is up 3-0 against Philadelphia. Oh, in the other Western Conference series, Golden State is up 3-0 on New Orleans. So the Jazz are the only second round losing team, because they're going to lose tomorrow, to even win one game. And they won it on the road.
So there you go.
Yeah, so there's your consolation prize. Real Salt Lake loses 3-1 to Orlando. They allowed all those goals in the second half. They faced their former coach, Jason Kreis, in that game. He coaches Orlando now.
Jason Christ.
Christ.
What's his name?
You can call him that. Utah Royals beat the Washington Spirit for their first win.
Yay!
2-0. Up. They play again Wednesday night against the Orlando Pride. Let's see. Oh, Justify wins. This is a very important sports edition. Justify wins the Kentucky Derby. A Texas woman bet $18 and picked the first 5 horses. She won $1.2 million.
Right.
And now you know why people gamble.
Yeah.
Because they read a story like that.
They
and
hold out hope.
I can do that. So
Yeah, picking 5 horses is pretty hard.
And
Yeah.
in the right order, and
Yeah.
you got.
I didn't know you could bet past like the trifecta.
Oh, you can bet the whole thing.
Really?
You can bet.
You can pick the whole. Listen, whatever you want
I
to bet
guess you
on,
can bet
Vegas
anything.
lets you
Yeah.
bet on it. What color underwear someone's wearing is probably a bet. So
Well, how did our horses
They
do?
didn't do well.
Oh.
My horse,
I think yours
P
did
Drop Willie, or no, it's Free
free drop.
Free Drop Bill.
Yeah.
That's what it is. P Drop Willie.
Yours did the best out of all of ours.
Now the horse that Gina picked for me originally, Vino Rosso.
Yeah.
Did better than
Yeah.
Free Fall Billy or
Yours
whatever his name was.
wasn't Justify, Richie. Yours was Lone Sailor, wasn't it?
Yeah,
No?
Lone Sailor.
Was it Justify?
It was Lone
Oh.
Sailor because of your habits at
Yes.
night.
A nautical themed bar that you hang out at.
yeah, I
Hey,
live in
sailor.
a pineapple under the sea. Las Vegas Golden Knights, first-year expansion team. This team did not exist before June of last year. And remember that an expansion team is made up of players that other teams feel are expendable. They don't need them.
What sport are we talking about
We're
here?
talking about the hockey.
Okay.
I was giving you all that background. They advanced to the Western Conference Finals of the Stanley Cup. It's unprecedented in sports. So down in Vegas, you could adopt that team
Okay.
once the Jazz are eliminated.
Yeah,
you could
but it's
become a
hockey.
hockey fan.
But it's hockey.
But you could become a hockey fan.
I guess I could.
You could. You
I
could do
don't-
it.
Yeah.
So
I don't think
also, if you want to see some climbing legends, Momentum Indoor Climbing Gym, they have a Climb with the Pros today, 5 to 7 at the Mill Creek Gym. And one more contribution from Very Important Sports, because this week is our anniversary, which is my 3 words. Happy anniversary, Ed. Sir Alex Ferguson, legendary Manchester United manager, is in critical condition following a brain hemorrhage. And Ed adds this late score, marriage 20, VIS, and Title 9, 0, which I don't get. And I asked him to explain it to me, and he said, it's just what I do.
It's just what I do.
So
I think your
I
marriage,
thought we should
your
we
marriage
we
is
should
winning.
I thought we should each win a year. Like I said, I could win 12 years and you could win 8. And he's like, no.
Meaning together you win. Separate, that's a nice thing.
I think that's interesting, though. Go year by
versus
year
year.
and say who was dominant.
Who won that year?
Who
Me or
dominated
you?
that year, yeah.
Who got their way?
20 years?
20 years.
Wow. Because Sue and I next week. 20
yeah,
years.
yeah.
20 years.
We have kind of similar, dating, all that stuff. All of our
Wait a
anniversaries
minute.
coincide.
I think my anniversary is in July. I think that's 20 years, too.
Is it?
I think.
Better check that
I
out.
will.
It's a
I'll
big one.
check.
Ed said
into
this is
that.
the big one. You want to go to dinner?
Well,
Google that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what do you want to do? Oh, I don't know.
That's what I said. Let's see how I do after I cover softball tournaments this weekend. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Thank you, Amy Donaldson.
you,
Read-
Amy.
Read her stuff in the Deseret News, DeseretNews.com.
Friend of the program says Hill Air Force Base Southgate at a standstill. They sent that in via text 33986. Traffic at a crawl westbound I-215 between I-15 and Legacy Parkway. This is due to that construction, reducing the road to 1 lane. It's been a problem for a week or so and will continue to be as long as that construction is going on. A local teen, Shelby Webb, created Sugar Glider, a new comic book series featuring the band X Ambassadors. The comic addresses adolescent issues such as bullying, self-image, mental illness. Support the launch party Saturday, May 12th at 50 West Club in downtown Salt Lake. Tickets and information at Glider Comics, that's COMIX.com.
All right, round 1 of your boner voting coming up. Stand by for that.
Let's see. Do I tell you the candidates here? No, not now.
Not yet.
Okay.
I got to do this.
Yeah.
Proflowers.com. Mother's Day, fast approaching.
Sunday.
Yeah, you haven't done anything, have you?
Probably not.
Your mother and I are very disappointed in you. All you have to do is sit down in front of your computer for 3 minutes, and this will be taken care of, all right? Easy. Proflowers.com. Very simple. Fresh flowers, guaranteed delivery, unique vases, accessories that mom's going to love. Everything you need for Mother's Day. You can choose the delivery date. It's guaranteed. You can even get your gift delivered on Mother's Day if you want to go that route. I've got this deal, the Blooms. 100 Blooms is the one that I have, and I
Is
have
that
that on my
still?
kitchen counter right now. Going on 3 weeks now, and they still look incredible.
All 100 of them?
Yes, all 100 of them. But this is a special deal. Mother's Day this Sunday. Don't forget to show Mom how much she means to you. Send her 1 dozen assorted roses with free chocolates for $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Excuse me, $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Proflowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right-hand corner. Use the code X96. That's proflowers.com and the code X96. Oh, we could send you to a couple of bands in concert. Hell, we could even...
Utah's original alternative for more than 2 decades. 96.3 FM. X96. X96.
Stan.
Radio from Hell, proudly giving you incomplete sports and traffic with Gina Barberi on X96.
7:04.
So Joe and I, my husband Joe, went to Portland this weekend. I know you're surprised.
You know, I talked to someone from Portland this weekend.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've talked before about how our retirement plan is Christmas Tree Farm.
Yeah.
I talked to a farmer from Portland.
In Portland, around Portland, in Oregon, Washington area. And we're getting closer to actually pulling the trigger and doing it.
You know, you've talked about that a lot. So when I met this guy, this is just and I'll let you go on. I met this guy and I said to him, he said, I'm a farmer in Portland. And I said, oh, Christmas trees? And he looked at me like I was crazy. So
nobody farms Christmas trees. And
he went, no.
So we found a spot actually in Washington where we decided to go look. So we flew up to Portland.
It's much better for Christmas trees.
Drove to this place called Raymond, Washington, and found this beautiful piece of property.
It's named after Raymond Burr, I think.
Maybe. And we're walking along the property and going, oh, this is great. It's beautiful. And there's a river running through it. And
a river runs through.
Right. And there was this giant old stump there. And I think that Dylan has a picture of it at x96.com/live. I put it on my various social medias if you want to look at it. A giant stump riddled with bullets. It's a shooting stump.
Sure.
Well, you got to shoot at something.
And somebody had a little, camp set up there, had a wood pile and, it was a neat, tidy little,
Okay.
So I don't know if it's the person that owns the...
Or it could be somebody, squatting on private property.
Right.
There it is.
x96.com/live. I don't see any bullets.
There are a bunch of little holes in it.
I don't see them. Where?
All over it.
Okay.
And you can kind of see what's left of a target there. But this makes Joe want this property even more. He's like, we've already got a shooting stump.
Well,
we don't have to find our own shooting stump. There's already one here.
Won't that get in the way of the Christmas trees, though?
Well, it's many acres, so this will be the shooting part of.
Gene, I hate to tell you this, but you can get a shooting stump on Amazon.
Yeah,
you can have it sent to your. Yep, have it sent to your house.
I'll get you one right now if you want.
So we're excited. So we drive into. We're like, okay, well, one of the things we want is we hope there's a little town close by, So.
Well, the town of Raymond.
Right, but we're hoping there's, some services available close by.
Did you find out?
So we drive into Raymond, and they had this bar there called the Pitchwood Ale House.
Well, so you got a shooting stump and a bar. That's all you need.
And the Pitchwood, it reminded me of the Shooting Star Saloon up in Huntsville.
Sure.
Tiny. There's a picture of that, too, at x96.com.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. Like this. So we're thinking this could work. We've got a cute little town with a cute little bar and a cute little shooting stump.
Did you find out how they feel about Egyptians?
Well, so part of what we did driving around, and you're joking, but we drove around a bunch of different places. And there are places you go into where there are "Don't tread on me" flags and
Ugh.
Confederate flags and just like scare. And I'm
Now,
like, "Oh,
the
this
Pitchwood didn't have any of that.
No. This
Okay.
and you'll see. So we drive into these areas thinking, "Oh, this is going to be great," and then you start seeing that stuff and go, "Nope, can't do this, can't do this." But Raymond's looking good. So I sent my mom, Mary Claire. I sent her a picture of the land, and I sent her a picture of this. Like, look, it's like the Shooting Star, and she's like, "Oh, where is it?" And I said, "It's in Raymond." She's like, "I've never heard of it. Let me look it up." 2 minutes later, I get this text back from her. Raymond is known for its pot manufacturing.
Oh.
And she screenshot this. Raymond is a city in Pacific County, Washington, population 2,975. The town's economy is traditionally based on logging and fishing, together with a limited amount of tourism, but recently the town of Raymond has seen an influx of marijuana manufacturing and agricultural jobs after the passing of Initiative 502 in November 2012. Raymond has embraced all aspects of this lucrative, newly emerging industry by welcoming many new startup businesses, including commercial marijuana grow operations, marijuana-infused goods manufacturing, as well as retail marijuana stores.
Now, this was in Oregon, Raymond, Oregon, right?
Washington.
Oh, it is Washington. Okay. All right. So what?
So
you know,
Mary Claire's like, "Christmas tree farm, huh?
you know why?
You've been telling me you're looking for a
so
Christmas
she thinks that you're going to be growing
This says nothing there about Christmas
growing
trees.
weed. You'd make more money with weed.
You know, you've really made a serious error there, though, because when you retire to Raymond, Washington, she'll know where you are.
I should have said it's somewhere.
You shouldn't have done that. You only want to see her when you come home.
Oh.
No.
Make more money the other way.
I talked to Farmer Dawn about that too. I'll tell you about that coming up. What it's like to grow that kind of stuff.
Oh, he's that kind of farmer?
No, but he has some experience with it.
What is it about the Great Northwest and people going there to retire? My sister is talking about buying a chunk of land.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no,
there's water there.
There's water.
No,
water.
No, but I mean, but seriously, like you talk to people that are retiring to St. George, you know there's no water there, right?
I don't think anybody should go live in St. George. It's an ugly city. I'm sorry,
We have
but it
listeners
is.
in St. George.
I'm sorry, it's an ugly city. They've allowed it to become a horrible-looking city. They never should have done that. It's a beautiful location. And at one time, you can tell St. George was a beautiful little community. But then they've just allowed it to become LA-ified. And, it's just... And there's no water. There are too many people, and there's no water. You're right. I would retire...
Go where the water is.
I'd retire maybe like to central Utah, to Torrey or someplace like that.
Yeah.
Nice and quiet. And there's some water there.
Here's someone who has been to Raymond. I was a bad missionary in Raymond, Washington.
A bad missionary.
It smells like oysters.
Yeah, it's pretty close to the coast, actually. And it's pretty. The next big town is Aberdeen, and I'm like, oh, that's Kurt Cobain's town.
Oh, that is.
That's right. Well, it sounds like you're on the way.
We're close.
How much more longer are we going to be doing the show?
Till I leave?
How long?
No, I got to wait till my kids grow up.
Here's the texter. It says, I grew up there and live there.
Own land there.
Own land there. It's terrible up there. She'll be back here in 5 years.
Why is it terrible up there? I need more information why it's terrible up there. Are they hiding the Confederate flags in Raymond? Because other places you go, they're right out there. And
did you have a beer at the Driftwood? The
Pitchwood.
The Pitchwood?
Yeah. Had a burger there. Had a good burger there.
Yeah? What? Just bread and meat?
Well, yeah.
So it's okay. So you had bread and meat there. You didn't really have a burger.
That's the sign of a great burger, is if you just have the bread and meat.
You and Mitt Romney, burger meat. That's all I want. Burger meat.
I like hamburger. I'm a hamburger guy. I'm human.
I need to hear more about the It's Terrible there.
Yeah.
I want that friend of the program to let me know what that's like. You want traffic now, huh?
Yep.
Let's see. We've got congestion westbound I-215 north at I-15. That's where that construction is. And that's going to be in place all morning. Not going to get any better for you. It's the only incident being reported, though. So no accidents so far. I guess it's a little slow getting on the south gate at Hill Air Force Base. That came in via text 33986.
All right, here's your boner candidates coming up in just a couple minutes. Boner candidate number 1 is Charlie Rose and the Brimming Toilet.
Oh, I'm glad you found that story.
Boner candidate number 2, Man Bites Dog. And boner candidate number 3, Granny Needed a Bit of Fun.
All right. We got round 1 of your boner voting coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo.
Keep talking about Mother's Day
Yes.
coming up, and Diamonds Direct having a big sale for Mother's Day, and you can. This is really great. So take your mom in there and let her just see what they have,
Well,
and
'cause
it'll
it's a
give you some
beautiful,
idea.
yeah.
Give you some idea of what Diamonds Direct, what they can do for her.
It's a beautiful showroom, and you're going to sit down with one of the nice people that work there, and they're going to educate you on diamonds, and your mom will enjoy it. It'll be fun.
This year, you can get 3 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase at Diamonds Direct, and they are great. They put together a special collection of really nice Mother's Day gifts, earrings, pendants, bracelets, eternity bands, colored gemstone jewelry, pearls, and all the new fashion jewelry from top designers. Great gifts at Diamonds Direct, starting at around $200. And these are the gifts that have lasting value. These are things that your mother will keep forever, and this is things on Mother's Day. Husbands take their wives in there as well. So Diamonds Direct, remember, 3 years, 0 interest. That's what I wanted to make sure you knew. They're located at 6400 South, across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
Listen to X96 at 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. to win tickets to the Bonanza Camp.
and Gina on X96.
That directed at me?
Yeah, a little bit.
We should play Never Have I Ever sometime. Producer's booth.
How do you play that? I forget.
They just did it.
It's
I was doing something else. I didn't listen to that.
you all. It's a drinking game. Well, it can be a drinking game.
Yeah. So I've suggested this for our Not Safe for Work shows.
And you say, "Never have I ever," something that you, something wild that you did.
If you've done it, you take a drink. If you haven't, you don't.
And if you haven't, you don't.
Okay. I could win that one. All right.
Getting drunk isn't winning.
Well, then it should be.
I could get everybody else drunk.
It should be the other way around then.
What?
You shouldn't drink because if getting drunk is not winning, never mind. All right.
Let's just
Getting drunk is always winning.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dylan. Time for round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates here in round one, which one is the worst and therefore most qualified to go forward and get that 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day. We do 3 candidates now. The winner of round one will face off against the winner of round 2. Yes, at 8:20 we do it again with 3 different boner candidates. We take those 2 winners, throw them into the Boner Dome for Boner Fight. That happens at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. So pick your contender. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
And our good friend Steve Briner there at XL Automotive Repair sent me an email. He's already listened to the brand new episode of the Let's Go Eat show. This week it's Jenny Wilson running for Senate against either Orrin Hatch or that other guy, Mike Lincoln, I think his name
Orrin
is.
Hatch.
Oh, no, I mean Mitt Romney.
Romney.
So it's Orrin Hatch's old seat. Running, she'll run against one of those. Anyway, it's a pretty... She's a pretty sharp cookie.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So here's boner candidate number 1. Charlie Rose in the brimming toilet. I always thought Charlie Rose was kind of an odd-looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now, as I read these stories about him, he's a creepy-looking guy. Yeah. A former intern for Charlie Rose, one of the more than now 24 women to accuse the disgraced television journalist of sexual misconduct, says her old boss, Charlie, once had her unclog his toilet, which was brimming with feces, according to her.
Jeez.
Of all my assignments for Charlie Rose, the one that came with the oddest sense of happiness was when he asked that I unclog the toilet in the master bedroom of his home. So you catch that? She says, this made him very, very happy that I would do this. This is according to Rhea Bravo. She wrote in a lengthy essay published in the New York Review of Books. It was brimming with feces and had left the upstairs smelling like a factory farm.
Oh, geez.
My yellow dish gloves were flimsy, and it was impossible to move the plunger without excrement slopping from the bowl. But I confidently reassured myself no man would ask this of a woman with whom he wanted to have sex. Well, not so much. No, it's not so fast, Ms. Bravo. By the way, she later became an associate producer for PBS. In the summer of 2007, she was working as an unpaid intern for Rose's long-running PBS Charlie Rose talk show, and she was learning about Mr. Rose's narcissism, temper, and licentiousness, as she put it. She said, so I cleaned the toilet, and I never thought that he would then come on to me because, who would want to come on to somebody who had done that?
Well,
no. Not long after he told me to unclog his brimming toilet, he asked me to join him in looking at the moonlight.
Jeez.
And he clutched me from behind as I did. He would call me late at night to berate me over the phone for my benighted background report on Bill Clinton or Sergei Lavrov or whichever upcoming interview was causing him some anxiety. And he would call me at sunrise to tell me that he, breathing heavily, was thinking about me, the woman who had unclogged his brimming toilet.
Did you make today? Did you make poo-poos? Any poo-poos? 'Cause that's poison in the body,
Boner candidate number 1, Charlie Rose and the brimming toilet. Boner candidate number 2, man bites dog. About 10 p.m., a man was arrested Thursday. He was apparently randomly attacked. He apparently randomly attacked police officers. This was at about 10 p.m. Officers said the man started yelling at them before getting into his van and driving toward them at a high rate of speed. The man was reportedly trying to ram the officer's vehicle, but police narrowly avoided that attempt. The man then stopped his vehicle in the middle of the road and yelled and revved his engine at the officers. He drove at them and then backed away multiple times. Finally, the cops released a canine, a dog, to try and subdue the man. And as the dog was starting to pull the man out of his vehicle, the man was biting the dog.
Wow.
As the dog was biting him. He was booked into jail on suspicion of aggravated assault on a police officer. The officer and the dog were injured in the confrontation, but both will recover. Boner candidate number 2, man bites dog.
All right.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Well, Granny needed a bit of fun.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 1. After this, big boy news and a pinuendo brought to you by.
The Melting Pot is perfect for a quick bite after work or before a night out downtown. Locally owned and operated at the corner of Market and Main Street. Reservations at meltingpot.com.
So, Gina, a story for you.
Okay.
We've been talking about the NXIVM cult that Allison Mack from...
the sex cult?
Yeah, the sex cult Allison Mack from, what was it, Superman?
Smallville.
Yeah, Smallville. She was involved in that and helping. But did you hear about the doctor who was performing bizarre experiments?
No.
A doctor who was a resident physician to the NXIVM cult has been charged after a complaint from a former cult member who alleged that Dr. Brandon Porter forced her to watch disturbing rape and dismemberment videos for a study he was conducting.
Study.
Jennifer Cobelt, the former member of the notorious cult whose leaders are accused of brainwashing and blackmailing women into becoming sex slaves, said that Dr. Porter may have performed his fright study on as many as 100 people. He continued to film my reaction for at least 10 minutes as I sat there dry heaving like I was going to puke and crying very hard. What was he showing her? Disturbing videos of human subjects, actual video of horrific and brutal murders and dismemberment of 4 women by machetes, violent film clips including a male African-American being viciously stomped by a Nazi, and a conscious male being forced to eat a portion of his own brain.
Oh, that was from Silence.
Sounds like it's from a movie, but
that was from Silence.
she said it was actual, but nonetheless.
No.
Also a graphic gang rape. And he did this and then film. And he
It's
would
a
say,
study.
Yeah, he would say, I'm not going to tell you what this is. And they'd show them the video and then film them. It was a study.
I don't trust any doctor named Brandon. Dr. Brandon. I want my doctor to be named,
What?
What, Gina?
Jonathan or
what? Okay, fine.
Roger.
Let's move on, shall we? How about Dr. Oz?
Mehmet. Dr.
President Trump has appointed none other than the widely ridiculed Dr. Mehmet Oz to be a health advisor.
He has?
Yeah.
On Friday, the White
How
House.
did I miss this?
You did?
The White because you were out at the shooting stump.
Yeah.
The White House announced that the TV host will be appointed to serve on the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. The council is part of the Department of Health and Human Services, and according to its website, engages, educates, and empowers all Americans to adopt a healthy lifestyle that includes regular physical activity and good nutrition. The appointment of Dr. Oz is notable because he has long used the Dr. Oz Show as a platform to market alternative medicine.
Yeah.
Mostly fake or overhyped products and recommendations.
Snake oil.
In one case, a company producing a supposed miracle weight loss drug that he endorsed was fined millions of dollars by the Federal Trade Commission, and Dr. Oz was separately summoned before a congressional hearing to testify as to why he kept promoting products with no legitimate science behind them. Studies have repeatedly shown that Dr. Oz does not seem to use actual evidence when making health recommendations on his program. But now, yes, he's part of the...
Perfect.
Well, he got his doctorate at Trump University, so they get along great.
Actually, he is actually what is the university that he's associated with?
He's a real doctor.
Yeah, and
he
has a chair at some very prestigious university.
But I think when he had to go before Congress and testify to that weight loss thing, I think the school he's affiliated with was not happy about that at all.
You think they removed it?
I
removed
seem
it?
to remember that.
See, I think the deal with Dr. Oz is that one time he was a very respected doctor.
Oh, yeah.
And then he got on TV
and showbiz corrupted him.
started making a lot of money.
Yeah,
doing bad stuff.
Columbia University.
Yeah, is he still there?
Showbiz corrupted him.
Yeah. It says a new study shows that that good guys with guns in schools cause more problems than they solve. There's a study in a span of 48 hours, there are 3 men who are responsible for gun safety lapses that put students in danger at schools. A school resource officer accidentally firing his gun through a wall in a middle school classroom. All told, an Associated Press review of news reports collected by the nonprofit Gun Violence Archive revealed more than 30 publicly reported mishaps since 2014 involving firearms brought into school grounds by law enforcement officers or educators. So 30. And these were people who are supposed to know how to handle guns. So think if we put guns in the hands of teachers, what that would do. Completely. Wrong. Yeah. An Ogden man has been arrested for, and I hope we have his mugshot. He's a great mugshot. An Ogden man has been arrested after he allegedly broke into an apartment with a metal pipe to steal some underpants.
Oh, my.
There he is.
Don't they make you close your mouth for your mugshot?
X96.com/live. That's David Pomeroy, arrested and booked into jail for burglary and possession of drug paraphernalia, according to an affidavit of probable cause. A man in an Ogden apartment said that he came home and found Mr. Pomeroy in his residence holding 2 pairs of underpants and a galvanized metal pipe.
That would freak you out.
The resident told police that he asked Pomeroy, "What are you doing here? And you need to get out of here." Police said the resident had to hit the underwear out of Mr. Pomeroy's hands to get him to drop them.
Wait a minute. Was it his underwear?
No, it was the guy who lived in the apartment.
He was stealing a man's underwear?
Yeah. Upon making contact with Pomeroy, officers learned that the resident had chased him off his property a week before as well.
The hell?
Pomeroy has denied any involvement in the burglary and told officers, "I don't know what he's talking about." Pretty fun, huh? Boy, there's a big fire in Arizona. It's the Tinder fire. It's destroyed 33 primary homes and 54 minor structures since it was sparked by an illegal campfire 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And it is not under control by any means, burning like mad. This story, I got to do this story. I forgot about this. In March, the band The Used,
yes,
local band here. I mean, they've gone on to do great things, but they moved on from working with guitarist Justin Schakowsky. It appears as though the split was anything but amicable. According to a report from TMZ, the band has taken out a restraining order against their former guitarist. According to documents obtained by TMZ, Mr. Schakowsky had threatened violence against his bandmates and even threatened to effing hang himself in the middle of a show.
It's a little dramatic, isn't it?
The band also cited some threatening texts as well in their filing, with one stating that retaliation was the only way to get justice.
Really?
Schakowsky also accused the band of stealing his creative work. The band was reportedly granted a restraining order, which means that Justin Schakowsky has to stay 100 yards away from the group or any place that they play. So that's pretty bizarre. The Used have called upon Hell or High Water's Joey Bradford to handle guitar duties after the split with Schakowsky.
All right. Weather, traffic, sports, whatever you want to do here.
Sports. We're still Jazz people.
Are we?
Yes.
Go, Jazz.
We're not letting that go yet.
Amy was pretty certain that
I think she shouldn't do that.
they're not going to win.
If they could drain some trays.
They won.
Get out there, get out to Houston and drain some trays, boys.
They've won in Houston before.
Make the Cowhide Globe hit home.
They play tomorrow at 6. Will be
Radio from Hell. So now we like sports ball. Go Jazz.
Beautiful day today. 82. Sunny. Be very, very nice. Traffic, we've got, let's see, lane restrictions on I-215 westbound has traffic nearly at a standstill between I-15 North Interchange and the Legacy Parkway. might want to consider an alternate route there. That's the only incident, though. I mean, that's causing folks over there some trouble, but no trouble anywhere else that I'm seeing. Looks like we've got green lights pretty much all the way up and down the Wasatch Front. Unless you see something you want me to pass on to other friends of the program, I would appreciate that. Text it to us, 33986. Fox 13 pride themselves on being an independent voice on local issues and appreciate your trust. Fox 13, your number one station for local news.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Granny needed a bit of fun. A Massachusetts man led police on a car chase, high-speed car chase, with his 81-year-old grandmother in the back seat. Patrick Labrenstein was charged with abuse and neglect of an elderly person and failure to stop for police. Authorities say Mr. Labrenstein picked up his grandmother from her nursing home on Tuesday and took her to Envision Bank, and he tried to withdraw $1,000 from her account. The bank refused to give the money to Mr. Labrenstein, who took off as police arrived. So apparently the bank said, we think this is kind of shady. Why don't you? And they called the police. Authorities called off the chase after they realized that Mr. Labrenstein's grandmother was in the car. Police later arrested Mr. Labrenstein at his friend's house in Milton. His lawyer says his grandmother was unharmed. She wanted to give him the money. And he said, well, I went on the chase. Granny needed a little bit of fun. Boner candidate number 3.
All right. Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, Charlie Rose in the brimming toilet. Charlie Rose accused of making an intern unclog a toilet brimming with feces and then later coming on to her. And somebody in the chat room said, think about what that is. He had to plan that. I mean, how do you allow the toilet to become, you know?
You're thinking about it way too much.
Well, no, somebody in the chat room suggested that, and it got me thinking about it. Boner candidate number 2, man bites dog. Man biting a police dog here in Salt Lake. And boner candidate number 3, Granny needed a bit of fun.
All right, this is the part where you vote. This is the part where you decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst and therefore most deserving to go forward to Boner Fight and get that 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. So pick your contender now for round 1. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number? Put the number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Pretty easy. Most people vote that way. You can also vote with your voice. Call 877-602-9696. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting May 7. Vote there. All right, but you've got only 4.5 minutes to do that in, so let's go. This is round 1, Boner Voting.
X96 is Utah's original alternative with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding coming up right after Radio from Hell.
The good news is that I've learned that if you combine the mangosteen fruit with certain alcohols, it will cure cancer. And I've got the margarita recipe here, the cancer-curing margarita recipe right here. 1 shot of tequila, 2 shots of Zango, and 3/4 shot of triple sec. All right?
It's a martini.
That'll cure your cancer.
That will cure cancer. I am cancer-free for 15 years.
And there's your proof.
So there you go. What more proof do you need?
So apparently they really put this in there in the company literature.
Oh, hell yeah.
You see that?
You can't do that.
No. What you do is you infer it.
Mm-hmm.
Say, oh,
you get your distributors to talk about it,
You don't put it in your literature.
Look, all I can say to Zango is, why aren't I your spokesman? I'm cancer-free for 15 years. I found that it's the mixing with alcohol that makes it work. Why don't they call
reaction
me? This is $1 million company. This is my ticket to a big pay.
And they're local here. They should know who you are.
They should know who I am, right? I could give them a whole list of recipes, drink recipes, martinis, margaritas, daiquiris that will, cure cancer and depression.
You're awfully happy now that you do.
I'm happy and cancer-free.
Everybody knows that Zango won't cure cancer. It's Tahitian noni that cures cancer.
Can you mix that with alcohol?
Oh, no.
No, you don't want to do that, no.
You don't want to drink that, period.
Wonder what does this mean for them?
They have 15 days to respond. My guess is that either Orrin Hatch will swoop in like Super Hatch and save the day because he's big on that, supplement business stuff, or they'll just have to take that out of their literature.
Yeah, I think probably they have to say, sorry, we won't do it anymore.
They'll have to tell the people who sell it, don't say
Does
that.
really cure cancer. Or we don't have any evidence.
We don't have any evidence that it cures cancer. But Kerry Jackson, 15 years cancer-free because of the magic cancer-free margarita.
Because cancer's one disease. I love that when they say it cures cancer. Because cancer's a whole bunch of different things.
Well, that's the beauty of it. It cures cancer.
That's how good.
Kinds of
apparently,
that's how good this stuff is.
All cancer's the same. You drink this.
Drank all our good liquor, you big moocher.
I like that. That's a new one I put.
You drank all our good liquor, you big moocher.
The bad liquor's still here, but the good.
I drink a bit.
And I'll change this drop from.
What do you say you and me go out and get plastered?
To.
What do you say you and me go out and get.
Cure cancer!
What are you guys doing? We're curing cancer.
I am curing cancer with this magic margarita recipe, okay?
Right this second.
Hey, right this second, I'm
curing cancer.
Right now, even as I stand here and look at you.
Cancer cells dying right and left.
On X96.
All right. 7:44. Time to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you totally by a roast chicken. So we had boner candidate number one, Charlie Rose, in the brimming toilet. Mr. Rose accused of making an intern unclog this toilet brimming with feces at his house and then later on coming on to her in a romantic way. Boner candidate number two, man bites dog, a police dog here in Salt Lake City. They sicked the canine on him, and when they finally pulled him out of the car, the dog was biting him, and he was biting the dog. The dog will recover. And boner candidate number three, Granny needed a bit of fun. A man in a car chase with police had his 81-year-old grandmother in the back seat. The winner of the boner T-shirt is Jane. And the winner of the boner voting, number 1, Charlie Rose and the Brimming Toilet.
PBS fans in the audience. All right, there you go. That's your winner of round 1. Now it goes up against the winner of round 2's boner voting. That happens at 8:20. And then we have 2 contestants. We throw them both in the Boner Dome. Boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when you decide who is boner of the day.
So I was having coffee with my brother-in-law, Don, Sunday morning. We try to do that every Sunday morning. We sit at a little place there close to our house, and they have coffee and chat, and So we were sitting outside. There was a nice morning. It was about 8:15 in the morning, and having coffee and chatting with Don about, what was the first thing? I don't remember. Oh, Don was talking about he's going on vacation to Portland in August with his family. And the guy sitting very close to us, older guy, fit trim, wearing a baseball cap, had an iPad in his hand, and he said, excuse me, I just overheard there. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm from Portland, live in Portland. And he said, my name is Don. And Don, my brother-in-law, said, oh, my name's Don too. And then from that moment on, Don, the new Don, he began talking and didn't stop for 45 minutes. Now, fortunately, he was interesting, but it was fascinating that as I thought back on it, I thought, that was just amazing that he did that. Most people aren't like that. But he just started talking about Portland and what he did now. We did have some exchange of conversation. He asked me what I do and do the radio show and so forth. But he said he was a farmer in Portland, and he talked about that a fair amount. But I thought, well, okay. And he talked about, he has a pumpkin patch thing that he does in the fall, and he grows produce in the summer, and he has some fruit stands and produce stands and so forth. And I thought, well, and then he talked about growing pot. He said, oh, I've done that a little bit, but boy, it's a mess. It's a mess to try and handle all of that. I got out of it. I did it for a while, but no, I thought I could make some money, but I had a couple of partners, and it was just terrible. So I'm not doing that.
Well, you got to keep people off of your land. Yeah. They go to try to steal it.
So then I thought, well, I'll look up, see if I can find Farmer Don in Portland. Sure enough, he's a big deal. Don Kruger Farms. St. John, he does all kinds of stuff. It's amazing. He has Kruger's Farm Market. He has what he calls the beer porches, farm food. He does all of these farm-to-table dinners in the Portland area. He's a big deal, and he grows a lot. He grows all kinds of produce, and then in the fall he has the big pumpkin patch, and he does a corn maze and all of that stuff.
No Christmas trees, though.
No Christmas trees, I asked.
No competition for
Good.
Gina.
I said, how about Christmas trees? No, never done that. He was here in town in Salt Lake to visit his daughter, who's going to the University of Utah. He drove down and brought her a car for her birthday.
Oh, okay.
It was nice. And if it was the car he drove away in, it was a really nice car. I think Farmer Don does well for himself in
sounds
the
like
Portland
it.
area. Yeah. So anyway, if you just look it up, it's kind of fascinating. Kruger Farms, Kruger Farms. But he said he was going to listen to the show, and
that's why you're talking about him.
And he said,
told him you'd listen.
Well, that's part of the reason. He said, well, could I call in? And I said, yeah, sure. And the number is 877-602-9696. But I didn't tell him that. I did give him our website and all of that stuff. But he would be kind of an interesting addition, I think, because he's really, really talkative.
I don't know if we have 20 minutes to give him.
Well, I don't...
Oh, we got about 5.
Yeah, but
you could quiz him on where are the least racist places that you could move.
I'm looking for unracist locations in the Oregon and/or Washington area.
Because the more I think about it, I think that's the problem you're going to have out in those woods. That's,
his farm isn't actually in Portland. It's a 150-acre farm located on Sauvie Island, which is 12 miles from downtown Portland.
Island.
So I think I looked at a quick look at it, and I think it's an island sort of in a river. Is there a big river that goes through there?
Oh,
An island in the stream?
I think it is.
That is
the
what we
river.
are?
No, it would be an island in the river. Terry. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
Got excited there for a minute.
It doesn't work. But he does all kinds of great and concerts. He organizes concerts that he has on his property. It's amazing. You know, he starts out, well, I'm a farmer. But then you look at this website of his, he does, this is amazing.
He's selling himself short?
Yeah, he is selling himself short.
Or he's modest.
That's probably what it is. He does summer concerts, farm-to-plate dinners, private event dinners, school tours. Oh, man. I mean, he just, does it. He has his own kind of beer business. Pretty fascinating guy. Farmer Don from Portland. So, if Gina, I'll put you in touch with him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, we need Farmer Dawn to find a not racist place for her and Egyptian husband to raise Christmas trees.
Now, Farmer Dawn was far from being a racist. He was.
How do you know?
Because he's a liberal. He is decidedly a liberal. We talked a lot about. Well, he talked a lot about that. It's just amazing to me that somebody is that outgoing, though. You hardly. I am.
Well, he's a farmer. He's isolated. He
No,
gets
I don't
out in the big city and he likes to talk to people.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
No?
No. Although he did say he loves Salt Lake City. I might buy a place here. I like it here.
Just like that.
He's that. He is
like you do.
Yeah, I think he would probably do that.
Yeah, get me a place there.
Yeah, I'll get me a place here. I was looking at some condos over there on, what is it, South Temple, he said, that big condo building. They got a pool on the second floor,
A pool?
So he has looked into it.
Yes, he has.
You need to get in touch with this guy, Gina.
I think so.
I'll put you in touch with him. And
so, Dawn.
Help me find the not racist.
Where's the not racist part of the woods where I can raise Christmas trees with my Egyptian husband?
I know Portland has a reputation for being, weird and liberal.
Yeah.
There is I read an article about it. There's a really big racist undertone and population in Portland that kind of.
Well, just in Oregon in general.
Is it Oregon in general?
It's the Northwest.
Well, I guess that's where was that Cliven Bundy standoff? That was in Portland.
That was in Nevada,
Oregon,
wasn't it?
No, the one in Oregon. They did. Remember the one?
It wasn't in Portland. It was in
Oregon,
Eastern Oregon.
Yeah, where that guy got, the one of them got shot.
Yeah,
yeah. There were lots of people there who supported them.
See, what we figured out is the crazy racists and us are going for the same thing. We want to be out and away and
except you're going to be selling holiday trees and they're going to be selling Christmas trees.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
You're looking for the same thing. You're looking for privacy. You're looking for.
Yeah, you want it. Just stay away from me.
Yeah.
Get off my land.
Government.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know. You know what's odd to me is that everybody preaches to their own crowd anymore. Nobody tries to talk.
Well, you know why? Because they're not going to change and we're not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so why are we wasting our time?
Well, no, I don't. I think that there are ways to talk to people and learn something from them. It's like, okay, I
learned from them how to not be racist. That's what I learned.
I went to see this play, Fun Home.
Yeah. And
it's based on this graphic novel that Alison Bechdel did. And it's about her growing up and her family. And she's a lesbian. And as it turns out, she found out that her father was gay. Mm-hmm. She didn't know at the time, but she found out that he was gay and having affairs with men while he was married to her mother. And they had a family, and they grew up in a funeral home. They ran a funeral home. And it's a fascinating story. Mm-hmm. And this is a musical. Salt Lake Acting Company is doing it. It's called Fun Home. Beautifully done. Some of it's so touching. I actually was in tears in part of it.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. And as I watched it and listened to it, and there are people, and I know somebody who went to see it. I won't say who didn't care for it at all. It did not move that person in the slightest.
Because they couldn't get past the gay
Yeah.
stuff?
Yes. And I don't understand. Now, all of the people in that audience, that play was just singing to them and singing to them and telling them what they already knew. It's, you know what I'm saying here? It's the wrong people that are there. There should be people there.
Well, but the person that you're talking about
was there and didn't change their mind.
It didn't change their mind, and also they're unable to think outside the box just because it's about homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean it's about homosexuality.
It's about people's
Be about
emotions.
emotions and being different.
Yeah.
That's it. But they're just taking it at its face value rather than looking at the deeper context.
But I think I would like to take an audience, and that's just like, say there's 100 people in that theater or 150 people. I would like to put 150 people in there who are conservative Republicans. Because you would change some minds.
But they would say the same thing to you, Bill. Take 100 liberals and go.
Sure, I'm willing to do that.
Go to a Glenn Beck.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, see, I do that. I go to Glenn Beck's website.
No, but like go to one of his events.
Sure, I'd do that.
Where he does.
Now I don't know if he would. I'm trying to think if any one of those guys. Yes, it absolutely is. It absolutely is, but it needs to be.
I'm not saying it
shouldn't
happen. I think it should happen. I'm just saying you can't expect one way to affect change and not have it go the other way.
No, I agree with that, but I can't imagine that 150 conservative people watching this play, Fun Home, it wouldn't have changed some minds because it is so affecting and so touching. And I wish that could happen. Because almost all the people are there, I'm sure, are all going along.
Bill,
they know.
I wish we could affect change on getting onto Hill Air Force Base this morning because the south entrance is backed up from all directions. We've got a crash eastbound 7800 South Mountain View corridor. Cars are on the right shoulder, adding to the delays already in place. Lane restrictions on I-215 westbound traffic nearly at a standstill between I-15 North Interchange and the Legacy Parkway. Consider alternate routes through that area. Del Taco's Carnitas are back for a limited time. Get 2 Carnitas combo burritos for just $5. Authentic carnitas served fast. It's unfreshing, believable. Price and participation may vary.
All right. Bill Frost talking TV after these. KXRK Provo.
This is very important.
X96 is your home for non-stop music.
let's get to Talking TV with Bill Frost.
Brought to you by Bad Apple, introducing low price guarantee on iPhone screen repair. Just bring in the advertised price from another business, and Bad Apple will beat it. 10 locations. Go to badapplerepair.com.
Terribly sorry. Are we supposed to be doing the contest?
Oh, yes.
Yes, we are.
Totally forgot that.
That's okay.
Stand by, Bill.
So it's the summer of 324 or thereabouts bands. So we're qualifying people to go to all these music festivals. And how we qualify you is by sending you to another music festival. Bonanza Campout returns to River's Edge in Heber, June 22nd through the 24th, featuring 3 days of camping, art, and music from Halsey, Fantagram, local natives, and more. Check out the full lineup and purchase your tickets in advance at bonanzacampout.com, or you could win them from us right now. Ooh, we're giving away a 3-day pass for the whole weekend.
Nice.
You can call us, 877-602-9696.
Random caller will win that pass to the Bonanza Campout.
Now, back to.
Here he is, Bill Frost. He writes now for Slug Magazine. He writes about media matters and TV shows and streaming stuff and YouTube.
Sure, yeah. There's a new one out at slugmag.com. It's all about us shows that only lasted one season. I narrowed it down to 13. There's way more.
Are they one-hit wonders, or are they...
One-season wonders.
One-season wonders, yeah.
Okay.
They were really cool shows that did not catch on
Give
whatsoever.
us an example of a couple of them.
One or two.
One of them was Terriers, starring Donald Logue on FX.
Oh, yeah. I remember you talking about that, I think.
A detective series.
Yeah, and I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it, but it was pretty good.
Yeah. Another one was Warren the Ape, which was a spinoff of Greg the Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, which was really weird.
Which was weird, yeah. Okay.
And and Wonder Falls, going way back
Wonder
early
Falls.
2000s.
Yeah. Well, Bill also has a band called Magda Vega.
Yeah, we played a show on Saturday. We waited for you.
Well, are you still waiting?
Yeah, we're still we haven't played yet.
Where were you? Where were you waiting?
We were just waiting out on the corner. But Bill's going to be here any minute now.
Well, I would have if you called me and said we need some help.
We need some help loading some stuff in, if you can do that.
And also the TV Tan podcast, you can find all of that at
billfrost.tv.
All right.
What's on?
Thursday. Kind of a slow week, because going all the way to Thursday to find something new. Yeah. Michael C. Hall has something new.
Really?
Dexter?
Yeah. Dexter, yeah. I guess he thinks he's been away from TV long enough that we'll forget about the finale of Dexter.
Well, that last season was so bad. I stopped. I didn't even watch the last couple of 3 episodes.
So what's he doing now?
It's a new series called Safe, in which he has a British accent.
Oh, right, red flag right away.
Oh, I know. I've heard him do it. It's good.
They couldn't hire a Brit for this?
Gina, they're already stealing too many of our jobs with their crummy American accents.
Yeah, it's about he's a surgeon who lives with what he thinks is a very safe neighborhood, but then his daughter goes missing, and he starts finding out dirty secrets about all of his neighbors.
Ah.
Is he going to go kill him? Oh, wait.
No. He won't be doing any killing.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
Michael C. Hall is not a killer, Gina.
I talked to so many people who quit watching Dexter before John Lithgow came on.
Oh, before?
Yeah,
that's
before
too bad.
that. And they said, I jumped out at about season 2 or season 3. And I'm like, but you missed John Lithgow. He was so good.
I think you could just go straight to season 4 and you'd be fine.
Just do that season and you're good.
Yeah, that was a good season.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up on Friday, they've rebooted Rocky and Bullwinkle. The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Now I heard about this.
As timely as today's headlines.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing a different approach to it. It's the animation is certainly different.
Yeah, the animation reminds me of Happy Tree Friends.
Yeah, it's really manic.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you'll have to look at it. I can't really describe it, but you'll have to look at it.
And also, Kevin Smith has a stand-up special on Showtime, Silent but Deadly.
Okay.
This is the one, most of the hype around this is like, oh, this is the one he recorded right before he had a heart attack.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
So is Kevin Smith trying to figure out what he can do? Is that what it is?
Well, there's enough funny stuff to fill a trailer, which is at x96.com.
Yeah. Okay.
A whole hour? I don't know.
If you were to ask him, he would be saying, "I want to do everything."
Mm-hmm.
And he's killing it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing all right.
Let's go back to Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, okay.
I will watch it, but if I don't get to see Captain Peter Wrong Way Peach Fuzz at some point,
I can't remember if I saw him in the trailer. I did see Fearless Leader.
Fearless Leader. Yeah,
but I don't know if I saw.
Bad enough.
If they've got Fearless Leader, surely they're bringing in Captain Peter Wrong Way Peach Fuzz.
Whatever you say, Fearless Leader.
Bad enough.
All right.
Coming up on Saturday, Doctor Strange has a new thing.
What? My daughter will be thrilled.
Benedict Cumberbatch, as he for the next 10 years, he will be Doctor Strange.
All right.
He's settling into that Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.
Could be.
thing. Yeah.
Could be.
Then again, maybe not.
You don't know?
Oh, yeah. He stars as Patrick Melrose. This is a Showtime series based on the semi-autobiographical novels of Edward Odbudin. Yeah.
What is it, Bill?
It's kind of hard to explain. It's just I haven't seen the whole premiere episode. It's
Is he a detective? What is this?
No, he's just a regular guy who's growing up. He apparently had some childhood trauma, and now it's made him an odd fellow as an adult.
So it's a show about a weirdo.
Kind of, yeah.
What's the name of it?
Patrick Melrose.
This is not going to go anywhere. No
I
one
don't
will
get
watch
this.
this.
It's very British.
And what's it on?
It's on Showtime. Also co-stars people like Jennifer Jason Leigh and Allison Williams.
No one will watch this.
I've got too many shows.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm curious a
I
little
think
bit.
this is for the hardcore Benedict Cumberbatch
The
fans.
title one more time.
Patrick Melrose.
See, that's what it's
The
not.
so the Cumber Bitches will be.
Yes.
That's the name. That's what they call themselves. All right.
Yeah.
I am
their
not.
word.
I am not among them.
You don't think he's
No.
And,
interesting at all?
No.
Saturday Night Live, hosted by Amy Schumer.
He plays a drug addict.
A drug addict.
It says here Benedict Cumberbatch says it's exhausting playing drug addict in Patrick Melrose.
He's a drug alcoholic because of all his childhood trauma, which is explored a bit. It was very hard to put together what this show is from the little I've seen
Patrick
about
Melrose's harrowing odyssey from a deeply traumatic childhood through adult substance abuse and ultimately toward recovery. Melrose is an aristocratic playboy who struggles to overcome the damage inflicted by an abusive father.
So he's Tony Stark.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds interesting. Sounds like
I want to watch
like
a TV
it's-
show with Tony Stark, though.
Sounds like it's too adult for my daughter, who's 14, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah.
There's a great picture of him sitting in a bathtub with a glass of whiskey and a cigarette, a full bathtub, and he's wearing a suit.
Well, this sounds like it's for you.
Maybe.
Bill doesn't.
I've done that.
The only difference is Bill doesn't have a suit.
I did it one time.
He ruined it in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And on Mother's Day, Sunday, Ali Wong is dropping a new stand-up special.
I love her.
She's fantastic.
Yes.
She did one a couple of years ago called Baby Cobra, in which she was very pregnant.
Terrific.
Yeah. And now she's doing another one in which she is very pregnant.
Again.
Yes.
Wow.
It's kind of her thing now.
I guess.
And
I've seen her do other things when she's not pregnant, so
yes.
she is capable.
She's a co-star. Most likely you'll see her on American Housewives.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a co-star on that.
She shows up every now and then for that.
She was also one of the original writers on Fresh Off the Boat.
Mm-hmm.
She's really funny.
She is. And that's on Netflix?
That is on Netflix, dropping on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day,
Yeah.
okay.
And the season finale seems pretty quick all of a sudden of Silicon Valley and Barry.
Already?
Yeah, only 8 episodes apiece instead of the usual 10.
Interesting.
Don't know why.
I love Barry.
Barry's been quite
Have
good.
you seen last night's episode?
I have not seen it yet. No.
Barry made an acting breakthrough.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because he hasn't so far.
Because he's pretty crummy actor.
He finally made an acting breakthrough.
With
and
the help of Henry Winkler. What's that
Henry Winkler was no help whatsoever.
What's that character's name? The acting teacher?
I can't remember.
Oh, God.
But yeah, with no help from him whatsoever.
All right.
And that is the week there.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right. I got the Ali Wong special to look forward to. All right.
I'm going to watch this Patrick Melrose thing with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Sounds like it'd show up your alley.
It's getting great reviews.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You don't like him, huh?
No.
Did you seen Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Okay.
He's great in that.
I like the character.
Okay, but you don't like him.
I don't like him.
He's really good in stuff, though.
Yeah.
13 years,
weird.
13 years a slave.
He's
He was
weird looking.
terrific.
I love that he goes toe to toe with Tony Stark and calls him a douchebag.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, Gina, that he doesn't have the regular, wonderful American features that you have. But you know, the symmetrical, nicely placed nose, and he's kind of misassembled. But you know,
exactly.
But that's what makes him interesting.
For you. I find it interesting that we've had a pretty good morning traffic-wise. A couple of things I need to tell you about. Crash northbound I-15 at 127th South off to the left shoulder. Crash northbound I-15 at milepost 275 Pleasant Grove Boulevard in Utah County. Crash eastbound 78 South at Mountain View Corridor. That is off to the right shoulder. And, of course, we've got that ongoing congestion on I-215 at milepost 28 at the I-15 junction there in Davis County due to all of that construction. That's traffic.
Let's see, bonus round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. I was making sure that everyone was safe. Boner candidate number 2, Santa and 90 pounds of panties. And boner candidate number 3, the exploding pea sample.
All right, those boner candidates for round 2 coming up along with Big Boy News and Opinnuendo. After these, got to tell you about Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
It is a pleasure to tell you about it. Of course, Carrie's had the laser eye surgery there, so have I. Many of our family members and friends. And Hoops Vision has been changing people's lives by improving their vision and helping them get rid of their contact lenses or glasses. They've been doing it for years now, thousands and thousands of people, and they do it safely and better than anybody in the Valley, I would say.
And you don't want to bargain shop something like this.
No.
There are places that are less expensive. That's the truth. But, this you're going to get the better quality procedure. You're going to get the follow-ups on a regular basis.
Hoops Vision invites you to enjoy a permanent vacation from your glasses and contact lenses. Just give them a call, 877-30-LASIK, L-A-S-I-K, for those of you who don't know how to spell. 877-30-LASIK. Ask about their 24-month zero-interest and see clearly guarantee. It's a free, no-obligation appointment. Again, 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com.
I'm Todd Newcomb, and every weekday afternoon at 4:30, I give you a 1-hour nonstop music wing ding.
3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst / most qualified to go forward to Boner Fight and get that 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 1. We did that last hour. Take both of our winners from each round, throw them into the Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when Boner of the Day is decided. So pick your contender here. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
tickets to see Real Salt Lake take on DC United Saturday, May 12th at Rio Tinto Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's Boner candidate number 1. I was just making sure everybody was safe. A Dorchester, Massachusetts man who stopped his car in traffic and climbed onto the roof of a school bus on the Massachusetts Pike in Newton claims he just wanted to make sure that everybody on board the bus was okay. I wanted to make sure that the passengers of that bus were safe, Kevin Crow told the news. I looked through the front windshield because that was the only window which was not so tinted. Mr. Crow has been summoned to appear in court for disorderly conduct and other charges. The bizarre incident, which was captured on the bus dash cam, happened as other motorists were passing by. Mr. Crow could be seen stopping in the middle of a travel lane, forcing the school bus traveling behind him to stop. There he is at x96.com/live. He then proceeded to get out of his car and tried to gain access to the bus, only to be denied entry by the driver, Joe Rizzoli. Mr. Rizzoli said, no, you're not coming in on my bus.
You don't mess with Joe Rizzoli.
So when the bus driver attempted to drive away, Mr. Crow walked in front of the bus, jumped up on the hood, and started yelling at the driver. That's from the dash cam. Rizzoli said Crow yelled at him, why are your windows dark? After confirming everyone on the bus was all right, I allowed the bus to proceed down the highway, Mr. Crow said. That's what happened. That's why it happened.
What? He stopped in the middle. You see the cars whizzing by him at 50 miles an hour.
Because he wanted to...
The windows were tinted on the side, so he wanted to make sure that everyone...
No.
By the way...
Is he a Pizzagate guy? Is that what this is?
I don't know. By the way, there was no one on the bus at the time except the driver.
He's
a Pizzagate guy.
You're on your way to. You're taking these kids to Hillary Clinton, aren't you? You're delivering them to.
Boner candidate number 1. I was making sure that everyone was safe.
Jeez.
Somebody, thank God, somebody had the. God, you guys are laughing. He was checking at least. Nobody checks anymore. All right, here's Boner candidate number 2. Santa and 90 pounds of panties. Panama City, Florida. If we have the mugshot at x96.com/live, I urge you to go there. A man known in his trailer park as Santa Claus has been convicted of breaking into a neighbor's home to leave her notes and panties that he wanted to see her wear. There he is.
I'd really like it if you tried these on.
The Bay County Sheriff's Office arrested Isidro Lee Sanchez after searching a warrant on his trailer where they found 90 pounds of women's underwear.
Wow.
That's
90 pounds?
90. That's because, and that 90 pounds of panties, that's following Gina's model of panties by the pound.
That was my business idea.
That's just my deliveries for North America.
After a one-day trial, jurors found Mr. Sanchez guilty. He faces up to 40 years in prison for taking these 90 pounds of panties, and leaving countless numbers of notes and pieces of undergarments in his neighbor's car, her front porch, and inside of her home and on her bed. So
he'd take some and leave some?
With each note was a subtle message that a stranger was watching her and waiting for the day to see her in an underwear that he had picked. No, he didn't take any panties. He bought them somewhere. And then he would break into her home and leave them and leave notes, or put some in her car and leave notes.
Scary.
Well, he's in jail
Good.
right now, so it's okay. Santa and the 90 pounds of panties. Coming up in a moment, the exploding pee sample.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2 coming up after this here big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Black Velvet Boutique, a locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource, open 7 days a week. Drop in and find something fun and exciting. Don't forget, mention Radio from Hell and get 30% off lingerie, located at 293 South State Street in Clearfield and online at blackvelvetboutique.com.
All right, news.
Well, I'm waiting for this day to come. We may not be able to leap tall buildings in a single bound like Superman, but there's one trait well, this is not really accurate.
What?
It says here, there's one trait we could soon share with a man of steel, shooting lasers from our eyes.
Does he shoot lasers?
No, he doesn't. No. Superman does not shoot lasers from his eyes.
Supergirl does.
He can see through things.
Well, he has heat vision, too.
Yeah. Oh, does he have heat vision as
so
well?
So you could maybe call it a laser.
I guess.
Yeah.
But a new study out this month from researchers at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland claim that these ocular lasers are possible using an ultra-thin membrane laser with organic semiconductors. Researchers were able to test the laser using a cow's eye as well as on physical paper currency as a security feature.
Why don't we just find a cure for cancer? We don't.
Well, that's what, Gina.
We got laser cows.
Listen, no, this is what's going to happen.
What?
People will have surgeons will have laser eyes, and they will perform surgery
with
and
their
cure
laser
cancer.
eyes. Okay.
Yeah. Now you won't. It says here you won't be able to cut through steel or other objects like Superman. That's what. No, he could do that, couldn't he? With his eyes.
What can you do with this?
The lasers will boast more practical uses. Our work represents a new milestone in laser development and in particular points the way to how lasers can be used in inherently soft and ductile environments, be it in wearable sensors or as an authentication feature on money. So you can put something on money that will adhere to it, but it's a laser.
This is not necessary.
You could use them in office presentations.
Yeah.
You'll see here on the sales graph here. And yeah.
It could be, it says here, the laser could be used as a wearable security tag worn by humans in contact lenses, where they may complement a biometric authentication via an iris scan.
So it's like your fingerprint, except it's your eyes.
I'm just going to wait for Alex Jones to weigh in on this.
Steven Tyler has it already, by the way. I just thought you'd want to.
Next thing you know, they're going to be putting laser beams in our eyes.
Forcing us.
Forcing us to.
Police have discovered a mystery deck in Park City.
A mystery?
In the woods.
A mystery deck.
A deck. Police made an unusual discovery in the woods just above Park City's Old Town. They found a well-built deck and a fire pit.
Okay.
And it's on private land, but apparently, so they said, we think kids built it, and they did a very good job. It's solid and level, and they're having parties there out in the woods on somebody's land. Well,
whatever.
So they made it nice and level. They did some good workmanship, but we're going to have to tear it down, and the police are going. I'm doing this for the Park City students who may be listening. Be aware, the Park City cops will be.
They're on to your deck.
They're on to you. They're on to you.
No fun of any kind.
Yeah. The woman who's been nominated by Donald Trump to head up the CIA has offered to rescind her nomination.
I guess torture does work.
Slated for a Senate grilling Wednesday about the agency's use of enhanced interrogation techniques, torture, Gina Haspel offered to withdraw her nomination, according to the Washington Post. Her intent to step down and avoid a Senate spectacle over torture took White House aides aback. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders and Legislative Director Mark Short rushed to CIA headquarters in Virginia and successfully, thank God, convinced her to stay on board. So we will have a hearing Wednesday with senators talking to her about her role in torture when because she's been with the CIA for a long time and apparently was a big proponent of and maybe the director of torture.
Yeah.
She was the torture lady at the CIA.
So naturally Trump picked her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Listen, our president has said, I'm going to close up the country if we don't get the wall built on the southern border. We are fixing and building walls, but we need more money, he said. We have to close up if we have to close up our country to get this straight, because either we have a country or we don't.
What?
Yeah.
Well, we do. We have one.
Yes,
we do.
As much as But he keeps threatening to shut down the government if we don't get the wall built. And Jake Tapper on CNN had Kellyanne Conway on and made a simple request during a testy exchange with her. Would you please have the president tell the truth? And by the way, as long as you're here, I would request that you stop lying to me as well.
Alternative facts are not lying, Bill. They're just...
Conway clashed with Tapper over the state of Donald Trump's credibility. Does his job include lying to the American people? Tapper said, because he continually does it, and he undermines his own administration when he does it. Conway hit back, accusing Tapper of wanting to go viral by using words Trump and lie in the same sentence. That's just what you're trying to do here. Get publicity for yourself.
It goes viral.
It's not
all
like you have a TV show or
Exactly.
anything.
You know,
No, I would like him to stop lying. That's all, said Tapper. But it doesn't matter. He was right, and he really could shoot somebody in the middle of 53rd Street, and he would still be supported.
Yep.
Wrong. The weekend box office. Are you going to do that in Geek News? Okay. So let me end there.
All right.
We'll get to boner candidate number 3.
Sports weather traffic.
We are still Jazz fans in this room.
Are we?
Carrie and Bill.
Sure.
And Bill.
Not this Bill.
Sure.
You have to be. It is required.
I am a Jazz fan through and through. Go Rockets.
You notice when they're winning, it's always, we're up. But when they lose, it's like, oh, they lost.
Right.
What's that about?
Not us.
Yeah.
It's still
Radio
winning.
from Hell. Fair weather fans, as long as the Jazz are winning. Go team.
See, you know.
They're going to win tomorrow at 6:00 in Houston.
What makes you think that?
They've done it before.
Well, Houston would just like it to be done. I think they'll just put, I'm sorry, but
Bill,
I think they'll
you're
just
not-
put
Bill,
the hammer down
Bill.
and say, that's it. Bill. The Jazz have got a couple of key players injured.
Bill.
I'm
We made these promos.
Go Jazz!
Radio from Hell. Jumping on the Jazz bandwagon since, well, Game 2 of the playoff series.
We are still on the bandwagon.
I can pretend that the facts that present themselves are not true.
Works for Kellyanne Conway.
Exactly.
Beautiful day today. 82 for a high.
All right.
Traffic?
Oh, sorry.
Lights are in the flash mode, 35th South at Decker Lake Drive. Treat that as a 4-way stop. Congestion on I-215 in Davis County, now backed onto I-15 southbound. It is a mess. Take a different route if you need to get through there.
Go traffic!
Crash northbound I-15, 127th South in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 at milepost 275 Pleasant Grove Boulevard. That's traffic.
Here's boner candidate number 3. The exploding pee sample. A woman in Aurora, Colorado, and this story was written so poorly. I mean, it's just, I should have looked for another.
Say, did you rewrite it?
I should have looked for another version of it. But a woman in Aurora, Colorado has been cited for property damage after she allegedly used a 7-Eleven microwave to heat up a white plastic bottle filled with urine on Thursday morning. The bottle blew up in the process, and the pee ended up dripping out of the microwave. When the bottle exploded, 26-year-old Angelique Sanchez ran out of the convenience store. As you might expect, the on-duty clerk was upset. She told police she threatened to call law enforcement if Ms. Sanchez didn't clean up the mess. So Sanchez came back into the 7-Eleven and wiped up the microwave. But she apparently just took napkins and wiped the pee on the floor before walking out again. So the police were called. Responding officers found Ms. Sanchez at a nearby clinic where she was due to take a urinalysis test for a potential employer.
That was the part of this. I just read the headline.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, well, you can't. If you got cold pee, they'll be suspicious.
They'll be suspicious.
Mm-hmm. When I reminded her that urine blew up where people prepare their food, she said, "Oh, it's not real pee."
What?
I bought it on the internet.
That's some pee I bought somewhere. I don't think it's real pee, honest.
It's Craigslist pee.
So when they test it, you realize they're going to discover it's not, as you say, real pee.
You know, I mean, there's not a lot of thought going here. When you put a plastic bottle in a microwave at a 7-Eleven, boner candidate number 3, the exploding pee sample.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1 was making sure that everybody was safe. A man in Massachusetts explained that's why he jumped on top of a school bus right in the middle of traffic in Massachusetts. Boner candidate number 2, Santa and 90 pounds of panties. It's a neighbor in a trailer park that everybody called Santa Claus because he has a big white beard and long white hair. Guilty of stalking. He had 90 pounds of panties in his trailer, and he'd leave panties and put notes with them with one woman only that was stalking her. I'd like to see you in these panties. He put them all at different places. And boner candidate number 3, the exploding pee sample.
All right, you got to decide. This is round 2 of your boner voting, and you've got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and get that 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day. The wins here, it's not boner of the day yet. It's got to defeat the winner of round 1. We'll throw them both into the Boner Dome for Boner Fight at 9:20. That's when you will decide who is boner of the day. Right now, you got to decide who wins this round. Pick your champion. Pick a contender. 1, 2, or 3. Put the number of the candidates in the message of a text and text that to 33986. Most people vote that way. It's easy. Or you can go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting May 7. Vote there. Or you can call the old-fashioned way. Festus is taking votes in the producer's booth. 877-602-9696. You've only got 4.5 minutes. This is round 2. Let's go.
The music starts at 10 with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X9.
It's from the Girl Scouts.
Okay.
And then there's a nice letter say, "Hey Bill, we get you. You're a guy's guy. You have unassuming strength, a casual confidence, and an uncompromising integrity, and are so dumb you don't know this is a form letter.
Wow, they really know who I am.
You know the spread of Sunday's game and have a steak ready to grill and a cold drink waiting in the fridge. You're man enough to be a Girl Scout." So I've been given a membership in the Girl Scouts.
So what do you?
And then I got this.
Do you have to sell your own Girl Scout cookies?
No, I
then?
think what that means is they'll hit me up periodically for money.
Yeah, it's a great gift. Then
I didn't want to say that
So-
what they're doing is opening a door to something that you will regret later. But
Now I get this card. Now, little Bill, sick. He's sick. He was very ill. Barfing and all that. So that explains the card. And with this card came 3 pairs of really nice underpants. Patagonia, silk weight, boxer briefs.
Underpants.
Which I really like. And they're very, it's expensive underwear. I mean, it's like, I think they're $30 a piece or something like that.
You should get a whole pair of pants for that.
So here's the card that came with it. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble. Trouble.
Trouble.
And then you open it up and says, "Or am I?" ?
This is your Father's Day card?
Fortunately, you can cover your ass with these. Happy Father's Day. That's it.
Too sick. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble.
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 Yeah, trouble.
And am I?
And then you open it up.
That's a threat.
Or am I?
That's a threat, is what that is.
That's exactly what it is. So it was my Father's Day threat. Yes. Anyway, that's nice to be a Girl Scout, though.
Snowbird was awesome yesterday for Father's Day. There were a ton of people. Saw lots of friends of the program up there. They had garlic fries. It was perfect. They had bacon on sticks. Big, thick bacon on sticks.
So Gina was happy, and that made it a good Father's Day because she got what she wanted.
Well, no, everybody got. Joe got a massage up at the cliff. Daddy Gary got a massage up at the cliff.
Mm-hmm. But first and foremost, they had garlic
They
fries.
had garlic fries and
garlic
bacon on
fries.
sticks.
Yeah. I went out to the Christiansen Family Farm, Hog Heaven in Vernon on Saturday and bought a bunch of meat. That was bought pork and beef. And that's actually for my wife's birthday, who's her birthday today. She wanted meat for her birthday.
The gift of meat.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah. You?
No.
Nothing? Nothing? All right.
What? I'm not a father.
Well, you didn't see your dad.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Oh,
see
you
your
did.
Yeah.
see that. How's he doing?
He's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's his
Did you
mustache?
give him meat?
No, he gives me meat.
Oh, okay.
He's the
Carrie-
farmer.
Carrie gives him money.
Yeah, I give him cash.
We've discussed that. Here, Dad. He does it under the table so nobody can see. Yeah, there you go. Hold
Here you
out
go.
your hand.
Buy some more life-giving medicine. There you go.
On X96.
Radio from Hell is my favorite morning show, and I'm only 5.
I think we need to get that updated because
He's older than 5 now?
he's much older than 5 these days.
He's 38.
Could be. Could be. Carolyn?
38. All right.
I think it's Carlin's nephew.
Oh, is it? Cute
think,
voice.
yeah.
Cute voice.
It's time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting brought to you in part by roasted potatoes.
Nice.
Roasted chicken and roasted, but you roasted everything.
throw it all in there.
Yeah, I kind of grilled the chicken and put the roasted potatoes in the oven.
And Real Salt Lake, they take on DC United this Saturday, May 12th at Rio Tinto Stadium. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Purchase your tickets at rsl.com, and I believe somebody won tickets to that game.
Let me look. You bet. Trevor won some tickets to see RSL, that is Real Salt Lake. So we had boner candidate number 1. I was just making sure everybody was safe. A man explaining why he jumped up on a school bus right in the middle of traffic, is that there were tinted windows. And so he was sure that something was going on.
They're busing those kids to a child sex ring underneath the pizza place.
You were right, Carrie, apparently.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he was
He's a
worried
Pizzagate
about.
guy.
And then boner candidate number 2, Santa and 90 pounds of panties, a neighbor who has a big white beard and long white hair, in a trailer park, apparently had 90 pounds of panties in his trailer when cops busted him. He'd been leaving various panties around in this woman's trailer and car with notes saying, I want to see you in these. I want to see you in these. And then boner candidate number 3, the exploding pee sample, a woman blowing up a pee sample at a 7-Eleven microwave. Apparently she was trying to heat this urine or fake urine up to take it next door to the clinic where she had to have a drug test.
We have a lot of people in our chat room who are familiar with
apparently
synthetic urine.
Yeah,
it's
and
a thing.
It's a thing.
And you do have to warm it up.
Well, everybody knows that, when you pee, it's boiling hot when you pee.
Oh,
right when it comes out, it's boiling hot.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows that. That's why you don't touch it, because you burn your second-degree burns.
How do we live?
You get little drops of pee on your hands or something. The second-degree burns right there.
Ouch.
Yeah. The winner of today's round 2, boner candidate number 3, the exploding pee sample.
Amazed me how many people are familiar
Have lots
with
of information about.
a lot of.
Well, they have a lot of friends, Carrie, that have told them.
You put the synthetic urine under your armpit and tape it there until it's time for the test. They say.
God, why do people
it can
know
be.
this?
It can be. They test it and it passes every time. I've done it several times. Someone said earlier.
Well, you can warm it up at the 7-Eleven and have
Yeah.
yourself a corn dog or something while it's heating up.
Well, there's your winner of round 2. It has a 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day. That'll happen at 9:20. That's when you'll decide.
Okay.
For boner fight.
Geek News on the Radio is always brought to you by our friends at Cabin Fever. Lunchboxes, playing cards, jigsaw puzzles, gift books, tin signs, and more. Visit them at the corner of 5th South, 7th East, located in the heart of Trolley Square. Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
Brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com available now. Name of the episode is My Lilies Are in Bloom.
All right.
My lilies are in bloom.
I like lilies.
Leave it to the Geek Show boys to take something wonderful and turn it into something dirty. All right. Let's see. Next week on our episode is our all spoiler-filled Avengers Infinity War episode.
Oh, okay.
And I waited a few weeks because I wanted everybody to see it. I'm apparently a week behind.
Everybody saw it.
According to this, everyone on the planet has seen it now. Avengers just crossed the $1 billion mark in record time. Worldwide box office faster than any film in history.
Those lucky ducks.
It's just amazing.
Did you go see it again?
I did. I finally saw it a second time. This beats the 12 days it took for Star Wars The Force Awakens to join the $1 billion club. They start the clock on the day that the film opens overseas, which in this case was April 25th. So it record number of time, it went to the $1 billion mark. It is the 34th movie to cross that mark at global box office, not counting for inflation. And Disney can lay claim to 17 of those because they own everything.
Mm-hmm.
6 of them Marvel films: the original Avengers, Age of Ultron, Black Panther, Iron Man 3, Captain America Civil War, and now Infinity War. Topping the list overall is Avatar and Titanic, and now Infinity War.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Nice. That's great.
Have they reached James Cameron for comment?
Well, he thinks that superhero movies are, just a fad, and I guess that's why he's working on one.
Yeah.
So anyway, Donald Glover was everywhere this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up Saturday morning and he was in my kitchen just having coffee.
Yep.
It was the damnedest thing.
Did he have his shirt on?
He had his shirt off. It was embarrassing. I had to cover him up.
I mean, he had 3 or 4 times. He was completely shirtless during that great video, but 3 or 4 times he was wearing like a shirt that was completely open.
If you looked like him, wouldn't you have your shirt off all the time?
No. I
No?
would not. No, I would not.
Yeah, I would. All the time. It'd be uncomfortable for you guys. It would be.
That's why I wouldn't do it.
It'd be really bad.
I wouldn't want to,
Go watch that video if you haven't seen it.
What's it called?
This is America.
This is America,
It's
Childish
so good.
Gambino. But Donald Glover's everywhere this weekend, including at the box office. His movie ain't even open yet. Solo, A Star Wars Story, is the #2 pre-seller of the year in the first 24 hours.
You haven't seen that one yet, have
No, we'll be seeing it here in a week or so. The reason I read these stories is because again, I'm going to sound like the old man here. This shouldn't be happening.
What?
None of this should be happening.
Why?
Look at Infinity War. It's a bunch of, as of 10 years ago, comic book characters that really didn't have much of a following at all.
People had kind of forgotten.
And who had heard of, besides people like me, who had heard of Thanos?
Yeah.
Who had,
But you don't have to be aware of them to enjoy it.
Well, I know
I
that-
wasn't aware of. I remember when Guardians of the Galaxy was coming out, and you were like, "This is not going to go anywhere. Nobody is going to care about a raccoon that talks."
You see, having a movie with Thanos in it is one thing. But having it cross the $1 billion mark in record time, that shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't have a Han Solo movie that's been recast.
Are we not worthy of that?
I don't think we are.
We don't deserve.
I don't think as geeks we realize how good we have it.
No, I know
But they
exactly
still
what
find
you're
stuff
saying.
to complain about, though, right?
No, I.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, but what you're saying is that it's almost beyond comprehension that this could have happened. With
Exactly.
It's like it's a dumbfounding.
I heard several people say, I kind of understand what Thanos is talking about. These are sentences that shouldn't be spoken. Anyway,
See where Thanos is coming from here.
I get it. Anyway, they're remaking Pet Sematary.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea because if you go back and watch it,
It's terrible.
It does not hold up.
No, I was saying maybe they could make it into a good movie.
Exactly.
It had a good theme song.
No, well, not really.
That and Fred Gwynn were the only two good things
Yeah.
in that movie.
Sometimes dead is better.
But they got Jason Clarke is going to play Lewis Creed, the patriarch of the family.
He's good.
So there's that. And they have also cast Judd Crandall, sometimes dead is better. John Lithgow.
Oh. The
That makes
always
sense.
the
That makes
always
sense.
good.
Yeah.
Part of the problem with the movie though is that it's a really stupid story. I mean, it is.
Well,
It's
we'll
just-
see what they do with it. It was kind of hard to do back then, I imagine.
Yeah.
Puppets.
It's a creepy story.
You had puppets, They made a kid puppet. And then that little kid, he was adorable. And they
Gage.
Yeah. So it was kind of, yeah.
But it's it's the story is stupid because everybody sees what happens when you bring something back from the pet cemetery. You see what happens to the to the
But
creature.
when it's your baby.
But so let's do it anyway. That's what I don't get about that. But let's do it anyway.
Oh, you're right.
It's stupid.
I agree. Let's see. We've been talking. I've told you about the What We Do in the Shadows TV series.
No.
Oh, you didn't hear? Oh, like you haven't been paying attention.
Sometimes I get doing something else.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
It was just let's take a look at it. Let's see what's going to happen. No, FX has ordered 10 episodes.
Oh, excellent.
So they're going to
And
write
there's
the series.
Taika
Waititi's Vampire. He's not in it.
He's not involved?
No. But Jermaine is involved.
He directed it too, so
Yes.
that's why I thought he might be.
As a matter of fact, he tweeted out this weekend, "Don't mess it up," or something, something along those lines.
I did a good job with it. Don't screw it up.
So there you go. You're getting The Secret Life of Pets 2.
That's right.
It was amusing.
Not the secret lights of
it
a
wasn't-
pet cemetery.
Is Louis C.K.
Well, that's the big question. Is Louis C.K. was the star
Are
of
they
it.
going to recast?
Oh, he was?
I don't know, but
I don't know anything about it really.
It's a cartoon.
It's just exactly what the title is.
I do remember
Yeah.
seeing the previews for it.
So they got some other newly named cast members include Patton Oswalt, Tiffany Haddish, Nick Kroll, Pete Holmes, and Harrison Ford.
Oh.
Why is Harrison doing that?
I'm going to play a crusty old bulldog.
Get out of my doghouse.
With an earring.
Get out of my doghouse.
I don't know what part he's going to be playing, but this is Ford's first animation voiceover since the Star Wars Holiday Special.
You don't have to do this.
Well,
listen.
Listen, it gets me away from Callista.
I keep crashing these airplanes. They're expensive. Let's see, two things. Good news, bad news. If you're a Swamp Thing fan, you're getting a TV series.
Well, who isn't?
Again, these are
I
things.
swear this was attempted before.
Well, they did have
I
a
think it
TV
was.
series. There was a Swamp Thing TV series
Yeah.
quite some time ago, but you're getting a new Swamp Thing TV series. That's the good news. The bad news is it's going to be on that DC Comics app that you will have to pay a monthly fee for. So that's the bad news.
No.
And finally, this. When David Lynch was questioned about Twin Peaks: The Return, whether it will be coming back, he cited the death of Miguel Ferrer as an insurmountable hurdle.
Oh.
This is the ending. It's right there. You all just saw the ending. Albert has since passed away. This is so sad. And the world of Twin Peaks, Gordon Cole is pretty much devastated.
I love your David.
Of all the people who died during that final season, that's the one.
That's the deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Log Lady, no. But Gordon, All right, so there you go.
Yay, David Lynch. I have to wait till November for David Lynch to wish me happy birthday. I can't wait for that.
Well, maybe he'll call you and wish you happy Mother's Day.
We've got slowage northbound I-15 through the Draper-Sandy area, but no accidents being reported through there. And just that congestion going up into Davis County, which is just going to be there until they're done with the construction. Sorry about that. I'm not sorry. I didn't do it.
Well, then quit
I'm
apologizing.
sorry, I'm reporting it. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a break. We'll be back. We got boner fights on the way. We got you've got a list for us.
We've
don't
got
you?
lists.
People love lists.
Oh, and maybe I'll tell you about the happy worm.
Well, I've got virgin millennials we could do too.
Well, I've got a picture of a happy worm.
Well, I've got to tell you about my bed sheets.
Okay. Any happy worm in there?
No. I got to tell you about my Brooklinen bed sheets. Brooklinen, yes. They are a couple from Brooklyn, Vicky and Rich. And they encountered this bed and breakfast that they went to. And they said that the sheets were just amazing. And they asked the woman, the person in charge of the bed and breakfast, where do you get these sheets? They're fabulous. And the rest is history. They love these sheets so much, but they found that most sheets, most bedding, when you go to the store, is marked up as much as 300%. And so Brooklinen is now the fastest growing bedding brand in the world with over 15,000 five-star reviews. They're the winner of the best online bedding category in Good Housekeeping. They have versatile colors and patterns. You can mix and match to complement any decor. It is luxury bedding underpriced. You really have to try these sheets. And so here, we're going to get you a deal. My Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've slept in. Brooklinen.com has an exclusive offer just for our listeners. You get $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson. They used my last name for some reason. So go to brooklinen.com. They're so confident that they offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all of their sheets and comforters. So the way to get this $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson. That's my last name, Jackson, at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Use the promo code Jackson.
I'm going to do it right now.
These are the best sheets ever. You're going to love them. We could send you to a couple of bands in concert. Hell, we could even send you to a festival to see a bunch of bands. But
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! In this episode, we find an old adversary of Butch and Lehigh planning their demise.
So, bounty hunter, you will bring me Christiansen?
Jabba the Hutt was very fond of his rank. He would pay me more for a complete set a missionary.
Christiansen made me look weak in front of the Emperor. Only by turning Christiansen to the dark side will I be able to regain my place by the Emperor's side.
One Elder Jensen.
Sell him to that slug, Jabba. I have arranged to have the elders meet you on Bespin. There you can ambush them without anyone noticing.
If these elders bested you and the Emperor, how do you expect me to transport them back to you?
I prefer my elders frozen. There is a carbonite facility on Cloud City. That should make transporting them simple.
Have my credits ready. I'll be right back. Here we are, Butch. Cloud City. It sure looks like the holograms they showed us in school.
I don't know, Lehigh. I always get nervous when I stand on a city that's floating miles above the surface. Are you sure this is the right place?
Zone Leader Hanson said that we're supposed to meet someone here named Lando Calrissian, right here on Bespin.
Well, church records on this Calrissian fellow show him to be a gambler, smuggler, womanizer, and a penny stock manipulator. Are you sure this is the guy?
Well, maybe he's ready to turn over a new leaf. Oh, I think that's him right there.
Hi, and welcome to Cloud City. I'm Lando Calrissian. I run the mining operation here on Bespin. Could I offer you a beverage? Perhaps some malt?
I love a malt.
Liquor?
Oh, no, we don't drink, Mr. Calrissian. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Aye.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Now, our zone leader said that you might be interested in learning more about our religion.
Actually, no. We have some common acquaintances. I've made a deal with the Empire. Well, they'll leave me alone if I introduce you to this guy over here. Elders, this is Boba Fett. Boba Fett, Elders Christiansen and Jensen there. Gotta go now. Got a city to run. Bye-bye.
Well, Mr. Fett was up. Well, hi, I'm... Hey, I'm all tied up.
Cool toy. I need to get me one of those. We could convert more people if we could just tie them up first.
Now, Butch, I don't think we would be allowed to hog-tie prospective converts. Excuse me, Mr. Fett, could you untie me now? One down, one to go. Don't push my companion in that hole!
Whoa!
What have you done to my companion? Is Butch dead? No, he wouldn't be worth much to me dead. Jabba wants to see him die in person. Your companion is frozen in carbonite. Now, if you would be so kind as to throw yourself down in there, we can get on with this. You're going to take us both back to Jabba's palace? No. You have an appointment with Darth Vader and the Emperor. Cousin Darth? Oh, my. Hey, get over here. Sorry about this, Butch, but I need you to do something for me. Don't push me over. Oh, I guess you weighed more than I thought in this thing, Butch. I'm sorry, Mr. Fett. I hope my companion, who's now frozen in carbonite, wasn't too heavy. Oh, geez, what do I got to do now? I better go for some help.
Never leave your companion, Lehigh.
Mr. Kenobi?
It is the first rule. You must never leave your companion.
Obi-Wan, come back. I need some help. Oh, well, I guess I can put you on my luggage rack like this, Butch. Come on, let's go. Will Butch be able to serve out the rest of his mission frozen in carbonite? Can Lehigh really find a big microwave to defrost him in? Will Darth Vader ever get his revenge and once again become the Emperor's favorite lapdog? And where does Boba Fett get all those neat gizmos? Tune in next time to hear Butch say... on the next mind-numbing episode of Space Elders!
Gina. Radio from Hell on X96.
No pee breaks, people. No pee breaks.
Hey, crap.
I mean, that kind of was a potty break song.
Who was that?
Jack White and Stephen Colbert.
Oh.
We got another one we're going to play for you coming up.
Okay, cool.
That they sing together.
So I got a couple of things here. Just quickly, if you go to my Twitter feed, the only things I tweeted today were a picture of a cat on a Roomba. But it's not what you think.
Oh, I saw that one.
How do you know what I think?
What do you think?
It's just a cat
That he's-
riding a
no,
Roomba?
No. It's very funny. The cat is somehow attacked and attached itself to the side of the Roomba as the Roomba is spinning around in a circle.
Oh, so he's dragging him around?
And whoever tweeted it out first is somebody named Robert McGuire, says, when fighting the robot apocalypse, we all have to do our part. It's this cat spinning around. And then the other thing I tweeted at RFH Bill, there's a picture of so this is a thing. I've been going to this acupuncturist. And he has various treatment rooms, you know. And in one treatment room, there's a table. It's got all these little things on it. And there's this little ceramic thing. And, and there are like little Chinese pieces of tchotchke and, but there's this little ceramic guy. And I said, what is this? I thought maybe it'd have some great significance,
Mm-hmm.
He says, it's a worm. It's a happy worm. And
happy worm.
As you can see, it's smiling. And I said,
There he is.
Oh, there he is at x96.com/live. And I said, oh, why? So why is it here in the treatment room? And he said, because I thought it was funny.
It's not some healing.
Yeah, I thought it was some healing.
Ancient Chinese healing worm.
No, he said, I Dr. Zhang. He said, I found it and I thought it was funny.
Because worms don't smile.
No, and if you look at it, it is funny. It's a smiling worm. I love it. I'm tempted to steal it. I like it so much.
Steal it?
No,
Well, now you've said what crime you're about to commit.
Yeah, no, I won't do it. But it's kind of. He's cute, isn't he?
Well, I
thought I really
don't
did.
want it.
I really did think it would have some, significance about the healing of the acupuncturist or Chinese medicine. Nope, I thought it was funny. So anyway, I've got this list here. Do we have the list?
Well, yeah, I did. You were doing the worm story, so I didn't know we were going to do the list.
Oh, so sure, it's not a long list, so we'll have time to do it.
I put the list intro away. So let me get that back here. Here we go. All right.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
So GoFundMe, the rise of crowdfunding platforms like GoFundMe, giving people the opportunity to raise money for those in need. Dave, the flower guy, right now, there's a GoFundMe that somebody started, and I think it's a worthy thing. Dave is a hardworking guy. He's on his own, and he needs another new tractor. And it's, we raised money for a tractor for him a long time ago.
It's another...
another person bought, I remember one of his clients bought him a tractor, but he goes through them so he needs another one. There's a GoFundMe for that.
But a lot of times people will do it for they're sick, or there's a family member who's sick, has medical bills that needs helping out with.
There are ridiculous GoFundMes. For instance, a woman wants help to fund a spiritual journey. A U.S. woman took to GoFundMe to raise money for what in her mind was a very worthy, life-changing cause, taking a trip around the world to further her spiritual journey.
Well, that would further your spiritual journey.
Becca Gronsky describes herself as a spiritual teacher, life coach, and a crystal healer, and asks people to help her on GoFundMe so that she can continue her spiritual journey.
I want to know how much she raised.
Let's see if it says. The campaign was set up in February last year. 82 people have donated
Really?
$1,220. No, that's within a year. That's a year. It's really not enough to.
No, but I'm surprised anybody
I
did.
know.
It gets you to Fresno.
I know. Here's another one. Spend money on GoFundMe to prove that the earth is flat.
Prove that the earth is flat.
Starting a campaign in September of 2017, this guy has raised $6,899. It's nowhere near his goal of $1 million. He needs $1 million.
You need 1 million to prove that it's flat.
That the Earth is flat. What he's going to do with that million?
I was going to say he doesn't say how.
Well,
he's
going to send multiple satellites into space.
There are already lots of satellites.
Not the kind that he
in space.
Not the kind that he needs.
They're all part of the conspiracy satellites. All of them. It's all one
from
big
different
conspiracy.
countries
Yes.
and private and public and
Yes, the
all of
Trilateral
them.
Commission and the Bilderbergers
Yeah.
have all gotten together to fool
Here's
us all.
another.
Oh.
So people contributed to this one too. Okay. It's a couple who went on a honeymoon and they stayed in a hotel that was infested with fleas, and they got bitten by fleas. Sarah and Sam Davies said it ruined our honeymoon.
Well, yeah.
We have set up a GoFundMe for a second honeymoon. They have in fact raised $550 so that they can have a second honeymoon. Who gives these people money? Help me purchase Dave Grohl.
Is Dave Grohl for sale?
Well,
a man can be bought for any price.
His biggest fan decided that if he could get a bit of money together, he'd be able to hang out with Dave Grohl every day. So Frank Payne, who's a pain in Dave Grohl's ass, asked the internet to send him some money so he could purchase Dave Grohl. He wanted $35,000. He figured that's what it would take to buy Dave Grohl.
You know, Dave Grohl makes that, in
Well, this is
part
different.
of a day.
So you want to know how much he's raised from
How much?
the 30? People have contributed $1,854 to his Dave Grohl fund. And then there's another one quickly. Pay for my kids to go to Disney World. She doesn't have enough money to take her kids to Disney World, so there's a GoFundMe. And she has, in fact, raised, what? 18,000 Australian dollars. I don't know what it is American. It doesn't say here. But she's raised all this money just simply because she said, I think my kids should go to Disney World.
I hope this is after all these people have donated to the cancer people. And,
No.
No? This is just...
Start a GoFundMe page to buy the smiling worm.
Buy the happy worm. Yeah.
There you go.
GoFundMe.
Go ask the guy how much it would
And
cost.
Carrie has brought it.
Or we have to find one. See, he wants to keep his.
Yes, it is. That's right. 6 feet down. 6 feet down.
Funky worm.
Oh, I remember it.
Because I think that's a funky worm.
It is.
I have a used smiling worm on eBay for $8.
Is it the same one?
No, it's a little different.
No, it's got to be the same.
It's got to be the same one.
Got to be the same one.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right. We got Boner Fight coming up. You'll decide who Boner of the Day is. We'll have some news before that. Mother's Day
Yes.
is fast approaching.
Yes.
And ProFlowers wants to remind you that it's so easy. You could get it taken care of in no time. They send the big green box to your mom's place of work or wherever you want it sent, you decide. There's a place for a card on there, and you can do all of this from your computer in like 3 minutes. Yeah. Don't tell mom that. She'll want you to think that you put some thought into it.
It'll look like you put a lot of thought into it.
Not that we helped guide you to do this, but it's very easy to do. Fresh flowers, guaranteed delivery, unique vases, and accessories that mom's going to love. ProFlowers has everything you need this Mother's Day. You can choose the delivery date. It's guaranteed. You can even have it delivered on Mother's Day if you want. Now, they do a lot of different kinds of flowers, and I have 100 blooms at my house right now that are just terrific. And they guarantee for 7 days, but it's been my experience that you can get them. If you just follow the directions, they last a lot longer. But Mother's Day is this Sunday, so don't forget to show Mom how much she means to you. Send her 1 dozen assorted roses with free chocolates for $19.99 plus shipping and handling. That's it. ProFlowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right-hand corner and use the code X96 and get it taken care of in no time. That's ProFlowers.com and the code X96.
Listen to X96 at 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. to win tickets to the Bonanza Campout, June 22nd.
Hell Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that information because you're going to need it here in about 3 or 4 minutes to vote for Boner of the Day. But first, a little bit of news brought to you by...
Brought to you by, when life feels like it's crashing down on you from above, Lifetime Roofing is here to offer you peace of mind. In that home of yours, you and your family have your own personal fortress of reassurance. Roofs at Lifetime Roofing are simply better than everyone else's, period.
The star of Dr. Ken, which I don't believe is on anymore, but he's done justice to the title of his former sitcom during a performance at the Stand Up Live Comedy Club on Saturday night in Phoenix. Ken Jeong left the stage right in the middle of his set to assist an audience member who had suffered a seizure during the show. A representative for Mr. Jeong confirmed to EW, Entertainment Weekly, that he and an emergency medical technician helped the woman until paramedics arrived. He is, in fact, a doctor, and he was able to...
Did people think it was part of the act?
Yeah, apparently, he was a pretty good... he's a pretty good doctor, actually. But when he got into acting in the the Hangover movies, I think, he kind of said, "Well, this is a lot more fun and I'm making more money." So, an Ogden man shot and wounded a neighbor's dog who attacked him on Sunday morning. According to Lieutenant Will Farr of the Ogden Police Department, the incident happened on Ogden Avenue. Farr said a man was mowing his lawn when his neighbor's dog just attacked him. Well, fortunately, when you mow the lawn in Ogden, you always have to have a gun with you.
Just in case.
You should have a gun with you when you're mowing your lawn in Ogden. And he was able to shoot the dog. The dog was wounded but survived. The exact condition not known. The man's injuries were not life-threatening, but he was bitten a couple of times by this mixed-breed dog. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction happened last night. Was it last night?
No, a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they had the show, right?
They aired it?
Oh, it was
maybe on Saturday.
It was on HBO this weekend, yeah.
Nina Simone was inducted. Lauryn Hill made a surprise appearance and sang some songs. Alabama Shake's Brittany Howard. She's good.
Yep.
She covered a song by Sister Rosetta Tharpe, who was also put into the Hall of Fame. Howard Stern apparently was the MC. And was good. I guess he was kind of crazy, though, they said.
Bon Jovi. Howard Stern.
Yeah, Bon Jovi got back together. The Cars got together, played for the first time since 2011, the surviving members. The Weezer's Scott Schreiner says it was a childhood dream playing with the Cars.
Oh.
He got to play with them, and everybody said it was fun.
A good time was had by all?
They had a good time at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't know who cares about it, but somebody. Now, Carrie, of course, mentioned the weekend, the box office, Avengers Infinity War still doing great box office. Overboard, which Sean Means didn't get to see. It wasn't screened. I actually read a review of it somewhere that said it's okay.
Really?
I am again it.
It fared the best among the trio of new films with $14.8 million. Charlize Theron's Tully opened in 7th place. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. There's a documentary about her.
We interviewed them at Sundance.
Yeah, and it's doing fairly well as it goes. But of course, Avengers: Infinity War continued to dominate everything.
You know, RBG. She has hired her clerks through 2020.
Good.
She said, I ain't going anywhere. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
She can't.
I'm fine.
That's good. That's good to know. And finally this, because it sort of segues into the boners. 3 women, of course, are suing disgraced television journalist Charlie Rose and his former employer CBS News for his blatant and repeated sexual harassment. And I guess CBS is pretty worried about this because there are indications that they knew something was going on.
So lawsuits are coming?
And tried to kind of cover it up. Catherine Brooks Harris, Sidney McNeil, and Chelsea Way, who are all in their 20s, began working for Charlie, 76 years old, from 2016 through 2017. And Charlie Rose told Harris and McNeil that he hired them because he likes tall women. And then he asked about their sex lives. And then they say he touched all three of them on the arms, shoulders, waist, backs, and even demanded they give him a kiss before leaving for summer vacation. Mr. Rose repeatedly boasted of his sexual conquests, one of them said, telling his employees, "You should have seen the women that I was with when I was younger." And then he said, "I think it'd be nice if a couple of you got together." And, you know.
This just gets creepier and creepier.
He's really weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
So the winner of round one in the 7 o'clock hour, Charlie Rose and the brimming toilet. Mr. Rose accused of making an intern unclog a toilet that was brimming with feces, and then, after that, making sexual advances toward her. That goes up against the winner from round two in the 8 o'clock hour, the exploding pee sample. A woman blew up a pee sample in a 7-Eleven microwave. It was in a plastic, I guess it was fake urine in a plastic container. She was heating it up to take it next door to the lab because she had to undergo a drug test. The microwave blew up and sent fake pee everywhere. That's number two.
There you go. You've got to decide which one of these is the worst. Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day? Pick it. Candidate number 1 or candidate number 2. Remember the number of your candidate, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text it to 33986. Most people vote that way. You can call 877-602-9696 if you want to speak to a living, breathing human being, have them take your vote. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight May 7 and vote there. If you don't see the box, refresh. It should appear. But you've only got 300 seconds to do it. So let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
X96 gives you a 1-hour nonstop music.
Sensuous. Sensuous. Spell it with me now. S-E-N-S-U-O-U-S. And now we'll use it in some dialogue between our two Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand. Elder LeGrand R. Dunn is on the roof of his lovely West Valley bungalow installing some new shingles. His friend LeVar is down below on the porch having a nice cold glass of root beer. Again, the word is sensuous. Looks like you're doing a bang-up job with them shingles, LeGrand. That hole's being patched up just fine.
Well, I got to get this done before the snow flies. I don't want no leaking on my food storage room again this winter.
Well, if you don't want no leaking in the food storage, then you should keep LeGrand Jr. out of there.
What?
Nothing. Looks like it's kind of hot up there, LeGrand.
Yep. I'm as hot up here as a tin roof cat house.
You're what?
Nothing. Hey, what's that you're drinking down there?
Rut beer. Nice, ice-cold rut beer. Bet you could use some up there.
I could for sure. I'm as hot as a hot dog with mustard and relish.
Well, say, that's pretty hot. Bet you a nice cold Fanta root beer would sure go down good about now.
Yep, I'm really hot, Lamar. I'm so hot that if you was to, hold an old, dry Christmas tree next to me, it would just go up like a match.
What?
I'm a hot tamale, LeVar.
Well, that's hot. Hot for sure. Bet you could use a cold drink. Some Fanta root beer, maybe. Like the one I'm sitting here in the Shays Lounge drinking right now.
Yep. I'm a firecracker, LeVar.
Why would you say that, LeGrand?
Never mind. I think maybe I'll just get down. You know, climb all the way down the ladder and go all the way into the kitchen and maybe get myself a sandwich and a cold drink.
What, cold drink like a root beer?
Maybe.
Well, what kind of sandwich would you get?
Pickled egg and tuna. Why?
Well, I was thinking that since you was getting down the ladder and going into the house, I mean, since you was doing that, maybe you could get me a sandwich as well and another nice cold root beer too? I mean, since you was already thinking about going.
Look out below!
LeGrand, I was nearly... That flat of shingles nearly hit me. You should be more careful. That was an accident, wasn't it, LeGrand?
Gina Barberi. What you got there is Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 9:35. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And it's brought to you by...
In part
by roasted chicken and potatoes and artichokes.
Shopping for a home, save money with Power Rate Mortgage from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Check out the great rates at ssfcu.org/mortgage. Equal housing lender, membership eligibility required, loan subject to credit approval.
Boner candidate number 1, Charlie Rose and the brimming toilet. Mr. Rose accused of, among many, many, many awful other things, accused of making an intern unclog a toilet that was brimming with feces, and then shortly thereafter he made sexual advances toward her. And that went up against the winner of round 2, the exploding pee sample. A woman got to go give a urine sample to a clinic next door to a 7-Eleven, so she takes a plastic bottle of, I guess what's probably artificial urine, into the 7-Eleven, puts it in the microwave to warm it up, and it explodes all over the place.
See why I don't trust microwaves? There could be pee in there.
That's it. Let's see. The winner, Boner candidate number 2, the exploding pee sample.
Really?
Yeah, by quite a bit.
Good.
Oh, okay.
All right. I thought Charlie would win.
Charlie would do a little bit better.
Charlie.
There it is, your boner of the day for May 7. It is now qualified to be boner of the week. We'll do that on Friday, right at about this time.
Okay.
All right. On this day.
Yeah.
Tag Team released their single Whoomp. There it is.
Where is it?
There.
It's there?
25 years ago today.
This will be an earworm today now. You realize that.
There it is.
Right? This is your fault. There it is. Yep. Way to go, Carrie.
25 years ago.
I thank you for playing it, Carrie.
Today.
I like it. You know, I probably haven't heard it in 25 years either.
You know, speaking of the pee test and the...
Yeah.
Because it was probably for the drugs.
Well, yeah.
Just reminded me when we were at the airport in Portland leaving to come home, and we're in the parking lot, and sitting on top of the garbage can was a wrapper for a marijuana candy bar.
Oh.
Was it a male or female rapper? Oh, I see what you mean. I'm sorry. I was still back with Whoomp. There it is.
But it made me think, I bet people that work at the airport find all kinds of stuff that people get to the airport and go, oh,
yeah,
I can't take this with me.
I did. Yeah, it's happened to me. It was heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking.
Oh, I know the one you're going to talk about.
I just wasn't thinking. I'd forgotten the sample. It was right after they started saying you can't take anything with more than 3 ounces, and I had a flask full of really nice whiskey that I was going to take on the plane with me to drink during the flight, so I didn't get, have to pay for their expensive mini bottles, and they made me dump it out.
You know, you can just fly without any of that.
Huh? What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking
just
about.
Fly
without what?
Having any alcohol at all.
How can you do that?
It's just possible.
How would that be possible?
Well, let me just ask a better question. Why would you?
Yeah, well.
Why would you want to fly sober?
I mean, geez, God, that's dumb. And then, of course, I had a knife with me one time that I'd forgotten was in my bag, and they took it and they said it was, I didn't want to lose it, and they said, well, here's what you do: you go to there's a store right there by the check-in. Go in there and get a thing and mail it to yourself.
And did that work?
Yeah, and then apparently it happens all the time.
Yeah,
they're set up to do that.
They don't let you do that with your pot candy, though.
No.
Well, TSA has started scanning for snacks.
Well, really?
So they did that. They had me pull out. They didn't have me do it in Salt Lake, but in Portland, they said, "Do you have any food in your bag?" And I had some nuts, and they said, "We need to see those."
They claim it's not a change in policy.
No,
they've only started doing it recently.
Why are they doing it?
Edibles.
Really?
Yeah, I think
that's not their job. Isn't their job to protect us from terrorism? Isn't that what they're there for?
No.
Ostensibly, isn't that what they're there for?
That's what they're supposed to be there for.
That's not. I got in trouble with TSA when I was flying a couple weeks ago down to San Diego. I put my bag through. I'm pretty good with TSA. I don't get in trouble. I follow the rules. I don't try to cheat. And my bag came through, and he, sir, yeah, because I don't like authority. Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
Sir, we need to open your bag. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Sir, is it possible you brought a corkscrew?
What's
That's
a weapon.
Yeah, it's pretty possible there's a corkscrew somewhere in something there. I do tend to.
There was a carry-on?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was carrying I carried my whole bag on, and so they go, and it was in my toiletry bag, and I was like, I know exactly why that's there, and it's in there. You sure? Yeah. Why would I? It's in there with all of my medicines and embarrassing stuff I don't want you to look at. So open that up. It's in there. It's fine.
Listen, I'm going to get on that plane and corkscrew my way into the cap. And
it's sharp. You could.
Well,
why must you stick up for everybody?
That could totally be a
You
weapon.
stick up
Actually,
for everybody.
It's perfect for a weapon because you put the flat part between your finger and you put the
course it
pokey
is.
thing.
Of course it is. It's like when they made me. I can't take my son's plastic sword that he bought at Disneyland on the plane.
You could perform a lobotomy with a corkscrew.
It's plastic. It's plastic. Yes, but it's a sword, sir. You can't take it. Nonsense. You have to put it in your carry-on or your checked luggage. I hate that. Won't. There it is, baby. I think this is life right here.
But I bet there are people that just hang out in the parking lot at the airport hoping to catch somebody throwing stuff away.
Yeah, I bet. Or,
I'm sure
or
that
inside,
happened.
right by security.
Yeah, why not just set up your own bin?
Here,
you
let
know,
me just take that for
set
you.
up your own garbage can there.
We'll accept.
You'll get plenty of water
discarded-
bottles,
Sure.
I'm sure, but
Yeah.
who knows what little gem you'll get.
You could have got a free corkscrew at Salt Lake International a couple of weeks ago. It was a nice one. I just said, throw it away.
All right. We'll be right back. First, got to tell you about Zero Res.
ZeroRes.com. You know that's a palindrome, by the way.
Yes.
Same forward and backward.
Zero Res.
I like Zero Res because they don't use detergents. And it was explained to me best when they said, picture yourself shampooing your hair and then not rinsing it out.
That
That's
would
what
be bad.
happens when other people shampoo your carpet.
You know what I like about Zero Res is they are fast and efficient. And like my neighbor, she uses some other carpet cleaning facility, and they park in the driveway and they're there for hours and hours. And then I can smell what they use on her carpets from my house. It's so strong. Zero Res doesn't do anything like that. No chemicals, nothing harsh. And you know, when you walk on your carpet after it dries, it's not crunchy.
Oh, yeah.
Like with some of the other places. So
that's
Zero
the detergent that's stuck in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero Res, just $33 per room of carpet right now. When you clean 3 rooms, you can get either a 4th room free or get a chair clean for free. Your choice. There are restrictions on that. Call for details. The number, 801-288-9376. That's 801-288-ZERO, Zero Res.
X96 is...
Sturdy. Spell it with me now, S-T-U-R-D-Y. And now we'll use it in a little bit of dialogue, starring as our Utah friends LeVar and LeGrand. The scene takes place in LeGrand's family room as this conversation ensues. Again, the word is sturdy.
A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Well, that does it. Took a lot of work to get the old family room ready for Christmas, but there's still one very important thing I got to do, LeVar, to make sure Christmas goes off without a hitch.
Well, what could you have possibly left out, LeGrand? I mean, the whole room looks like it jumped out of Good Housekeeping's Christmas issue.
Thanks.
I mean, the tree is up and beautifully decorated. There's mistletoe and holly wreaths in all the right places.
Don't stand under that mistletoe.
Oh, all right. And the stockings are hung by the chimbley with care.
Yeah.
What possibly could you have left out?
Well, just come on over here by the fireplace, LeVar. Come and take a good look inside the fireplace and tell me what you see.
Looks like an ordinary chimbley to me.
Look at all that soot. If I don't do something about all that soot, Sandy will pass us by this year.
I don't follow what you're saying.
Well, sturdy. The fireplace sturdy. That soot's nearly a half-inch thick.
Well, that's what happens with all the smoke. The chimbley gets sturdy.
Well, you know how particular and health-smart Sandy is.
Yeah.
Sandy won't come down any chimbley sturdy.
Me too. I feel the same way that Santa does.
Huh?
I mean, me neither. I won't come down a chimbley sturdy neither. That's funny.
You playing Sandy somewhere here in town, LeVar? I can't imagine you as a Santa Claus.
Oh, I'm a great Santa, LeGrand. I got a big bag of goodies, if you know what I mean. A big bag to stuff down the chimbley. But only if it's clean.
I better call someone to come over and clean this year chimbley, or Sandy won't come.
Stop it! You're killing me.
What?
Who are you gonna call? You gonna
well-
call one of them doctors that specializes in chimbleys? Maybe he could prescribe a shot of penicillin to clean it out.
No, I'm just gonna call a chimbley sweep. He'll bring a big long brush and then climb up on top and shove it down the flue.
Well, that sounds painful.
You know, LeVar, sometimes you really puzzle me.
Shove it down the flue.
Marty Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right. 9:51.
I just watched the Childish Gambino video for like the 5th time.
I think you should watch it and then get all your cuck friends to watch it too.
You're my cuck friend.
That's all you. I mean, come on. We could
Then
get.
it goes back to what you were saying earlier, Bill, about the right people. The people who need to watch it and listen to what he's saying are not watching.
And just try to understand it. If you don't completely.
They won't, though, is the thing. They won't understand it.
It does seem that, I hate to say this because it sounds so bad, but it does seem often that people on one side of the fence are very closed-minded, and there are people on the other side of the fence who have the tendency to try to approach things with an open mind. More of them. People...
I mean, we're closed-minded to some things. We're closed-minded to some opinions and closed-minded to some...
I really do try to listen to all of it and say, and evaluate it and say, well, is that correct or is that not, or is that incorrect, or is there any point to be made there at all? And I
imagine you waste a lot of time doing that.
I probably do.
I think it's important to try. Because I don't know how we get past any of this.
Yeah.
And John McCain was saying that in his, I heard this morning, he's reading the audio portion of his book. He's trying to record it before he dies. And he said, I hope we can get to a point where we all see that we're not so different.
Look,
and we...
Here's a place I know that it works a little bit. So if you listen to the Let's Go Eat Show podcast, it's Jenny Wilson this week, and she's running for Senate as a Democrat in Utah, and she's a woman, Yeah. So, but she is also on the Salt Lake County Council, and there are, I think this is 5 Republicans and 4 Democrats, or vice versa. I don't remember, and they work together, and they listen to each other, and they get stuff done.
It's possible.
So it is possible to do. There are problems in the county, and they say, okay, what are we going to do about this? And some of them approach it from a conservative side, and some of them approach it with a more liberal point of view. But they come to some kind of consensus, and they get stuff done. So it is possible. It is possible, and she said, I listen to my Republican counterparts on the council, and they're smart people. And I like them personally. I don't agree with them a lot of times, but we find ways to get things done. So it is possible. Now,
like
there's
I
one.
thought.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, there's one person that I would never, ever agree with, and it's the guy who just walked into the room. I can't think of his name, but I agree with him on no political points at all.
Hi there. I'm John.
John who?
Smith.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, John.
Hi. How's
Nice
it
to
going?
meet you.
I still have a mint in my mouth. I wasn't ready.
That's okay. That's all right.
What kind is it? Asserts?
It's a
with a glistening drop of resin?
Icebreaker.
It's a Jana mint, isn't it? It's a Jana mint.
I didn't want corn dog breath when I came into the
You
studio.
had corn dogs for breakfast.
Yeah, 2.
Frozen corn dogs.
Yeah.
Did you heat them up at all? Or
I
you
did.
Just,
No, I put them in the microwave.
Okay.
You ate them in the car on the way here.
Yeah, I sure did.
That's great. Did you put
Best
anything
part of
on
my
them?
day.
Put anything on them?
No.
No mustard?
Nope.
Dry?
Do you normally have mustard if you can?
Dry docking the corn dogs.
How does it feel knowing that your day will not get better than that?
Oh, well, see, here's the thing. When you have the best part of your day first, you get to look back on it for the rest of the afternoon.
remember those corn dogs?
Man.
Well, with those kind of corn dogs, they'll remind you that they're there, too.
Yeah.
Brr, whoa, yeah, that was a corn dog.
If I hit the McDonald's on the way home, it might trump the corn dog.
You really don't eat well at all, do you?
Nope.
Ever. Does your wife, or does she?
No, my wife is the exact opposite of me in every way imaginable. Like
she's good looking, I know
yeah,
that.
well, yeah. And she is the polar, so she's very healthy.
Yeah.
She's very clean. She's very well-mannered.
I found her to have manners.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
noticed that,
Absolutely. Yeah.
She's very charming.
She doesn't use foul language. She's a cartoon character. She's a character on a Nickelodeon show. I mean, that's
all right.
What's her name? What's your wife's name again?
Sharon.
Yeah. So that's so Sharon. It could
No,
be.
her name's Poor Sharon.
Poor Sharon.
Yeah,
Sharon.
Poor,
Hashtag
that-
poor Sharon.
That is so poor Sharon.
All right. Let's do the promo and get out of here.
Oh, wait, I have to get it here. Wait, hang on. It's disappeared. Here it is, right here. Okay.
All right.
On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, it's an X poll. Get ready to call and tell us who isn't allowed at your funeral.
At 7:45, Sister Dottie S. Dixon will be here in the studio. Hey, it's been a while.
At 8 a.m., we have tickets to the Bonanza Campout.
And at 9 a.m., it's Tuesday, Tunes with Todd.
That's all on Tuesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
How come we never promo the check-ins? We might make them.
Can't imagine.
We might make them
Promo
more
the
popular.
check-ins?
Yeah. Get ready to check in. Why not?
What do you got today, John?
I've got more opportunities for you to win a summer of 324 bands. Though we're pretty sure that at least one of those bands will be in jail before then, so it might be 323 bands.
You know
Really?
which one?
We don't know which one. We just assume that
assume,
based on the ratio.
Oh,
of,
they'll break up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so
I see. Okay.
it might be 323 bands.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
We are still jazz people.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.